Okay, we are back live. Oh, with one that can tell the Pittsburgh Steelers select. So, okay. All right. We back up. We back up now. All right, dope. We're back. We're back. We're back. Make sure that everything sounds all right on the YouTube's end. Yeah, dope. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, lads. So we have the Seattle Seahawks picking right here. So the Atlanta Falcons went Marlon Davidson, which really shows how low that they were on AJ Epinesa. Listen, Seattle, talk to me. Talk to me right here, Seattle. You guys need offensive line help so bad. Stop just letting Russell Wilson get killed. Make Josh Jones your pick. Lloyd Cushenberry your pick. Yeah, Seattle is not having a good draft, bro. I'm sorry. I just got to be real. Seattle's not having a good draft. Cool that he had a force-out game and everything. Yo, I'm not feeling it. I'm really not. Hurts is a Yinzer now? Is he? What's popping? Brand new whip? Stop it. All right, so at 49, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm thinking it's going to either be J.K. Dobbins or Jalen Hurts. Of course, I'm going to be wanting Jalen Hurts. But I love J.K. Dobbins too, so. All right, we're back on it. Steelers are on the clock. Let's get it, man. J.K. Dobbins or Jalen Hurts, they get an A, or Denzel Mims. I'll give that an A+ for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We did lose Antoine Winfield Jr., and I really liked Antoine Winfield Jr., but honestly, JK, baby. Is it JK? I don't know if it is. I really like AJ Epinesa, but he wouldn't be the right pick for us. I mean, again, guys, I have J.K. Dobbins as my RB1. So I don't know if they're saying that he was picked. Let me go to NFL Draft Tracker just to see. I mean, maybe mine's a little slower than everybody's. If it's J.K., I love it. That's A+ for me. But I don't know. Also, prepare if it is J.K. Dobbins for me to go on a rant about how we continuously draft. Like, I would love to have J.K. Dobbins. Again, he's my running back one. But how we continuously draft running backs, and we could just have Le'Veon, who does everything. AJ Epinesa or Bond, and beast up that defense. Zach Bond makes a ton of sense actually here to be T.J. Watt's backup, because we don't have any pass rushers outside of our two guys. We really are lacking another pass rusher here. I don't think AJ Epinesa works as much as he's a power guy, and we're really looking for some speed outside linebacker help. And I really just I don't know how well I like AJ Epinesa in a 4-3, hand in the dirt. And he's not rocking. He got his gig way bigger to play for us. Yeah, we'd have to send that boy on that buffet every day. Javon Hargrave, that's hurting us. I would really like someone like a Neville Gallimore. I mean, second round, I would actually be okay with Neville Gallimore here, but I'd love to see if we can try to get a Neville Gallimore or a Justin Matabuku in the third round. That'd be great. I got two guys on my mind right now, and that's J.K. Dobbins or Jalen Hurts. Either one of those guys' names announced, I'm loving it. Ba-da-bop-bop-bop. You know what I'm saying? Delpit was such a good selection. I'm reading this off Twitter now. All right. Come on. Like, I want to see who the Steelers pick, man. Let's see. If we go wide receiver, Denzel Mims. Who else is still out there? KJ Hill, I like. Chase Claypool would be fine. That'd be more a third-round pick, I think. Justin Matabuku, I wouldn't hate. Jalen Hurts isn't on the phone. Jalen Hurts is not on the phone, which hurts me, but all right, fine. Let's go get a quarterback next year. He just picked up the phone. Jalen Hurts just picked up the phone. Oh, but Chicago's next. Jesus Christ. Chicago's picking Jalen Hurts. We're not picking Jalen Hurts. All right, so let's pick J.K. Dobbins. Cool. J.K. Dobbins. Let's get it. Pick his end. Let's go. Roger Goodell, stop doing that. 49th pick. Come on. Okay. Chase Claypool loved his combine. Wasn't blown away by the tape. So yeah. Big receiver. Big target. I'm sorry if this looks like the face of disappointment. I like him. But again, value. I don't understand some of these things. That it's like, value here. I'm guessing that the ha is because you see that Chase Claypool got it. I like him, but value. This is like a B- to me. Pick. He's a good player. And look, the Steelers, if I'm confident in one thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers, fire Tomlin, Jesus Christ. You don't know how real that is sometimes on Reddit, or at least was until this year. And I just want to be like every Steelers fan. No, it's a civil war with Steelers fans. There's the Tomlin truthers, and then there's the Tomlin haters. And now we're a much nicer community now after last season. And we saw how great Tomlin is. So, like, Chase Claypool basically is a tight end with ridiculous speed. The only thing that I'm a little weary about is that we just got Eric Ebron, who's this phenomenal tight end that catches the ball. I mean, Ben's always wanted big targets, so now he gets a big target. Okay. Again, B-. Oh, my guy hanging out with him got the biggest hoop earrings I've ever seen in my life. Can't believe with all the talent there y'all went Claypool. I kind of agree. Again, I like Claypool. I love him in the third round. I like him in the second. I love him in the third. So just value-wise, it's a thing just throughout day one and day two that I just haven't understood with the NFL draft. Jalen Johnson just went to Chicago. I mean, look, I'm Jalen Johnson rocking the Allen Iverson Slam t-shirt. Jalen Johnson, Pro Bowler now. I'm calling it Pro Bowl. I think he was my corner 6 or 7. I'm calling it. I'm going to be shook from this. So, like, we didn't go running back, and I really wanted J.K. Dobbins because I think Dobbins is awesome. But I'm in a part of me is glad that we didn't go running back because I want to stop spending so many draft picks every single year on running backs that we just have to continuously do because we don't have someone like Le'Veon that can do everything and that can remain healthy. So I'm definitely okay with us going wide receiver. I just think that there was probably 3 or 4 wide receivers I would have picked over Chase Claypool. But I guess if there's one thing I should feel confident on the Pittsburgh Steelers doing is drafting wide receivers. Wouldn't have been my pick, though. So.
No first-round pick for the Bears, but I think you could make an argument they got 2 first-round players. And there you see the reaction all the way around with Fresno, California, as he puts the Bears cap on. Jalen Johnson is now going to be a part of that defense that has a lot of weapons on it for the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, as we continue through the second round here of the draft, let's go back one more time to Commissioner Roger Goodell. As the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock, all of us in the National Football League extend our sincere condolences to Dak Prescott, whose brother Jay.
Shout-outs to who is doing this? Dov Kelman going through all of the picks. He stopped at some point at 31. Nope, never mind. No, he didn't. So yeah. Oh, they're doing a tribute to Dak Prescott's brother who passed away, which is definitely super sad because I was talking all about Dak yesterday. Some teams view Chase Claypool as a tight end. Yeah. Does Fulton finally go here? God, it would make a lot of sense, actually. So how many corners are out here? So there's Christian Fulton, Trayvon Diggs. Jalen Johnson just went. I have to think it's corner. So it's Fulton or Diggs. I have Fulton over Diggs. I don't think it's all that close. Dallas, if you're smart, Christian Fulton. Actually, Christian Fulton fits Dallas' scheme really well, too. So, Christian Fulton, this is the pick. I'm obviously going to be wrong because Christian Fulton seems like he may have killed a guy with the way that they treated him. I mean, who else is out there? Bryce Hall? But that's like Cam Dantzler? Like that, now we're talking, 3rd, 4th round. Yeah, if I'm Dallas, I'm taking Christian Fulton here. Locke, definitely happy with the draft. How could he not be? I mean, he's one of the biggest winners of this entire draft. Does Fulton finally go here? I have to think it's Fulton, right? It has to be Fulton. Well, all right, so let's go back to the draft tracker. Let's see who else is out here and what's going on with the picks. I'm still just thinking Chase Claypool and trying to justify that pick at that position. Other than just, I guess I have to trust the Steelers' wide receiver picks. But I don't fully get that one. I really don't. Okay, so we have the Rams next. LA, are they rebuilding? I mean, with the way that they're getting rid of guys, it's almost like they went for that title and they didn't get it, and now they're scrambling to try to figure out how to keep this team together. Shouts to The Simpsons. That's what I've been watching. I've been watching Disney Plus. I've been watching The Simpsons. Also just dropped a new podcast on my other podcast that isn't across the board called I'm Telling Dad. It's a siblings podcast with my sister and I. And we just ranked the top 5 TV and movie siblings, best and worst of all time. I also forgot to put in a very crucial one to my life, and I cannot believe I forgot it before my sister had said it. Okay, so J.K. Dobbins still out there, ridiculous. Zach Bond still out there, ridiculous. Denzel Mims still out there, ridiculous. Josh Jones out there, ridiculous. Justin Matabuku. Interesting that Mel isn't as high on Neville Gallimore. Geno Stone as well. Now, if I'm like trying to think safeties, AJ Epinesa. I don't know why people. I mean, he's snacking. You gotta love him, man. That's just snacking. When you're upset, you snack. That's what I do. I need to snack right now because I still not fully in love with this Chase Claypool pick. The Chase Claypool pick to me is kind of like what the Raiders did with Henry Ruggs. It was just like, oh, I like him. You just see all the wide receivers that were still there, though? Oh. However, Claypool, Liverpool, I'm going to try to do something with that. I'm going to try to figure that out. What do you think of Peoples-Jones? Listen, after this pick, I'm going to talk about Peoples-Jones. Trayvon Diggs, corner. Okay. So I said that, that's a corner that's still out there. He's the second best corner, in my opinion, that's still out there. They need a corner, so this makes sense. Thought Christian Fulton would have fit better with the scheme. People hate Christian Fulton, I guess. Rams, they could go running back here. J.K. Dobbins, there you go. Wide receiver here. Go ahead. Let's see that maybe. They just traded Brandon Cooks. Denzel Mims. Denzel Mims or J.K. Dobbins, I could definitely see here. So let's talk Peoples-Jones. Donovan Peoples-Jones. I'm so much higher on Donovan Peoples-Jones than most people. I think he is a great talent, and I think that it has just been because he had Shea Patterson being the quarterback that he kind of just didn't get to flourish. This was a dude that was a serious talent coming out of high school, and he never got a quarterback. He never got an offense that could really let him flourish. And then at the combine, people were like, yo, this dude Donovan Peoples-Jones is pretty good. So I think that because his tape doesn't show that he is a ridiculous 20 touchdowns or anything guy, and his production isn't there, I think that people are against him. But I think that he probably will have a better NFL career than he did college career. He's honestly very similar to how I feel about Chase Claypool. Now, however, if a team's getting Donovan Peoples-Jones in the 3rd round and we took Chase Claypool in the 2nd round, that's what I'm talking about with value. You could have had someone like Donovan Peoples-Jones maybe there in the 3rd round, 4th round. That maybe I have Chase Claypool just a little bit higher. I think I had Chase Claypool as like my wide receiver 12. And I had Donovan Peoples-Jones like 13, 14, somewhere around that. So, yeah, if they're going to go mid-3rd round, I like that for Donovan Peoples-Jones. 4th round, I like that for Donovan Peoples-Jones. And whoever drafts him. Sean McVay and Cliff Kingsbury out here having similar houses. So that's just the bachelor pad. That's what we do in the West Coast. He can become head coach. Guys, I promise you we do not care about the new stadiums. The Rams logo is trash. It's really bad. It's bad. It's bad. Cam Akers. Again, I said that they could go running back. This wasn't the running back. Cam Akers' internet connection sucks. Can't draft him if the internet connection sucks. Come on, guys. Anyways, I think J.K. Dobbins is better.
He's just the 3rd Seminole to have multiple 1,000-yard rushing seasons. The other 2
Yeah, Dobbins is getting passed on again. I mean, maybe he'll be there for Pittsburgh in the third round, But I'm really surprised right now. I love Cam Akers' combine. I love his feet. His feet and his vision are terrific. He's a guy that can still catch the ball. This is obviously still going to be a downgrade from Todd Gurley, but he is a very good running back. A running back 5 with JK still being there at 1. But I could see JK being there as a running back 3. That if you're super just negative on JK, running back 3. Because JK is not a great pass catcher. Cam Akers is a better pass catcher than JK. In terms of continuously running, I think that JK is better. In terms of shiftiness, I think JK is better. Rams GM, Les Snead. He's in like a FBI control room, it looks like. I got some questions for Les Snead there. Cam Akers' internet is just struggling right now. It is fighting an uphill battle, and it is not winning. Where do you see Stanford Samuels fitting? I like Steelers or Raiders. Makes a lot of sense for 3rd or 4th round. Maybe 4th, 5th, maybe. All right, so the Philadelphia Eagles get Jalen Hurts. I like it. I mean, I like it. Jalen Hurts, I'm super big on. OMG Eagles with Hurts. I'm super big on Jalen Hurts. Getting a guy to back up Carson who is continuously getting hurt, even though I wouldn't necessarily classify him as injury prone. He's a guy that's continuously getting hurt. So you need some kind of insurance there, and Jalen Hurts a great insurance piece right there. And if this continuously is happening with Carson, that may be okay. We have to trade Carson. That's a jab at Wentz. I don't think so. I think that it's insurance, and I think that Wentz needs insurance. It's a car that's been in 4 wrecks. You'd be stupid not to have insurance. So, yeah, I don't think it's a jab. I think that you need to do something like that for Philly. I thought they were going to wait and get a guy in the 5th, 6th round. I think Philly may be a little bit more worried now, and this may say that Philly's a little worried about Carson. I think the teams are probably going to be. I see Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback in the NFL. All right.
And you want to use that quarterback run game, but we've seen with Carson Wentz, you just don't know if he's going to be able to hold up. So now you have an opportunity to put some packages together with Jalen Hurts, particularly when you get down there in the red zone. I think you can get.
The more and more I think about this, I really like this pick here.
The Eagles have always invested heavily in the backup quarterback position. This time, Lewis, they do it with draft capital.
With Philly losing somebody like Nick Foles, look at Doug Pearson's smirk. He knows what he did. He knows what he just did. He's proud of himself. I can't hate. And Philly, they're about insurance. They get guys like Nick Foles, and then they end up winning a Super Bowl. I think that Jalen Hurts right now as a rookie can easily fill in and do a job for a few games if they need to. Howie Roseman is trying to tell his children, like, look, I don't care about your little painting. Get out of my face. I just drafted our new starting quarterback in the next 3 years. 41% of players selected have been in the SEC. That number honestly doesn't surprise me. The SEC is just filled with talent. I think that there's so many people. Look, I go to Ohio State, and so many people at Ohio State always think that there's just this insane, ESPN, this insane bias for the SEC. I don't really think so. I just don't see the ridiculous bias because Fox has Big Ten and Fox talks about the Big Ten, and no one claims that Fox has this big bias towards Big Ten. It's the JK pick. This makes sense. Buffalo needs a running back here. But no, you know where JK is going to go? JK is going to go to Baltimore. Why? Because it's smart, and Baltimore's smart. Buffalo is going to end up picking a fucking white wide receiver who's going to get 45 receptions throughout the year. Was that a job at Cole Beasley? Yeah. Yeah, it was. Stop saying Taysom Hill for Jalen Hurts. He's better than Taysom Hill. Who is going to get a real second best quarterback in this draft? And Eason. It's a little rich for number 2 for Eason. But I do like Eason. Eason needs to go somewhere where they can coach him up. Because the way I see it, everyone's going insane over Justin Herbert. And they're shooting their load over Justin Herbert because he has this great arm. And he has all this potential, but he needs to be coached up. He doesn't make the right decisions, right? Well, Jacob Eason kind of has the same thing. Now, where I had said the perfect spot for Jacob Eason where Jacob Eason's perfect spot was, this was before what had happened in free agency. But I made a video talking about this, and it was me saying that the perfect place for Jacob Eason to go to is Tampa. Now, I don't think Tampa is going to spend a second-round pick on a quarterback now that they have Tom Brady. But somewhere like with Bruce Arians would be tremendous. I could see maybe Indy going 3rd round, Jacob Eason. I'd keep my eye out on Indy. Roger, stop with the come on fans. Like the fans aren't even into this. AJ Epinesa to the Buffalo Bills, man. I think the teams are going to regret this. Man, they got Ed Oliver a few drafts ago. Now they have AJ Epinesa. That defensive line is going to be good. I think people were I think that AJ Epinesa, his combine, look, when you go, why are guys not going to the combine? Look at AJ Epinesa. Because AJ Epinesa has his combine and does not do good at his combine. And people, he lost millions of dollars. In my opinion, I think that's the reason. Okay, he's just got everybody in his family is just out here playing phenomenal at sports. Okay. Imagine if you're in that family and you're just like, I'd like to do art. I'm really into painting. I like that. I'm guessing you're referring to Jacob Eason to Indy. I think that somewhere like Indy, they can coach up a quarterback. Now, listen, I still would not put Jacob Eason as my starting quarterback, Like, when Phillip ultimately, in my opinion, fails in Indy and Jacoby Brissett isn't the answer, and then you have Jacob Eason there, I still think that you're looking for a quarterback. But I think that when that dust settles and then now you get the money back from Phillip Rivers and Jacoby Brissett, I think that Jacob Eason could be a nice backup quarterback for Indy. Not Epinesa, Eason, yeah. I like Epinesa in Buffalo, though. I can't believe he fell to 54. Thank God we didn't let them fall to Baltimore. Baltimore here is getting Denzel Mims. They're going to get Denzel Mims. It's happening. They could use a guard. They really could use Lloyd Cushenberry. That would actually make a lot of sense.
Had 2.5 sacks and was the defensive MVP in the Holiday Bowl win over USC. Had 11.5 sacks, making the first Iowa player with double-digit sacks in consecutive seasons. The Panthers are celebrating yet another athletic achievement in a family that is full of them. Stay with us.
You could see, because they lost Marshall Yanda, you could see Baltimore go in Jonah Jackson here from Ohio State. Really good guard. I think his name's starting to heat up a little bit. Netani Muti from Fresno State. I like him better in the third round personally, but this draft obviously doesn't care about value. So yeah, let's just talk about that. Muti would make sense for Baltimore, but Baltimore's one of the smartest teams in the NFL. So I see them going Denzel Mims, man. Unless they're really going to sign Antonio Brown, which I would not recommend. I love that Patrick Queen pick for Baltimore. I unfortunately love that pick. I'm going to say that they go right here, Denzel Mims, and then third round, they're going to take Netani. I think I'm saying his name right. Netani Muti. I'm probably butchering his name. And then if Baltimore gets those three guys, we're talking about Baltimore having one of the best drafts in this entire thing, which sucks because I have to watch them destroy us. And I feel pretty good against Baltimore. I feel pretty good in the division, honestly. This whole, nobody knows what's going to happen with Pittsburgh. So I can see this team going 5-11. I can see this team going 12-4.
Hey, you guys made it. How come we never see you guys during the regular season? But they were vampires or something.
You are such strong women. How did you all end up married to such boiled potatoes? Gonna shoot them takes a night?
Hey, this hilarious show for FX, this doesn't look good. I don't know if everybody else is watching the same telecast. This or what we do in the shadows.
These folks, they don't have time to go to the post.
Why does that sound like that was a movie a few years ago? Anyways, it didn't look good. KJ Hamler makes sense for the Ravens. Yep. However, KJ Hamler has already been picked. He got picked by Baltimore. He's great wide receiver. I love him even more if he could not drop passes. I think they have the speedster, Marquise Brown. Get the big guy. Get the big target. Get Denzel Mims. KJ Hill, too. He'd be good.
And boom, it's listed. And everything ships, so no awkward meetups.
Sell or buy almost anything from home. With Mercari.
I think Drew Lock is extremely happy right
Welcome
now.
back. Glad you're with us here on day 2, round 2 of the draft. And Microsoft Teams is proud to play an important role.
I need to go back to doing the grades.
Microsoft Teams, the official collaboration platform of the NFL. And as you can see, with all the coaches and GMs and owners in their own separate locations, we need a lot of collaboration. There are wires everywhere.
Did he? Must have missed that. Yep. That was the other wide receiver that he went. That's because Denver is just going, yep, we're just going to pile up on wide receivers and just make Drew Lock a very, very happy boy while he spits GZ. And it's just a monster. I'm actually very worried that he's not going to be a great quarterback. Yep. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Because they're a smart team, they're going to just take the great player. J.K. Dobbins to the Baltimore Ravens.
J.K. Dobbins is the first Buckeye back in school history to run for 1,000 or more yards as a freshman, sophomore, and junior. Also became the first running back ever to 2,000 yards or more in a single season, and the only Ohio State running back with.
I don't like this, guys, because this is smart. I don't like that things are smart. I'm upset. I'll be honest. I'm not happy. This isn't the face of somebody that's happy. He makes a ton of sense. They have somebody that can back up Mark Ingram, and they just run like 1,000 times a game. So, yeah, Mark Ingram can't run 1,000 times a game. And J.K. Dobbins going in there. And what's J.K.'s nickname? You know, to the chat, you know, to the class. Raise your hand if you know who what J.K.'s nickname is. It's J.K. all day. Okay? Because and that's one of the reasons why I had him over DeAndre Swift, is that DeAndre Swift is more explosive, and he's shiftier. But J.K. doesn't, in the beginning of the game, he doesn't lose his velocity. He doesn't lose his vision. He doesn't lose his power at the end of the game. The beginning, he might even get better in the game. Like, he's one of it's like a basketball player, that he's better in the fourth quarter. And that's so rare in a running back. And you're getting a guy like that, Patrick Queen and J.K. Dobbins. Now they're going to get Natani Muti or somebody like that in the third round. Baltimore's killing it. Does John Harbaugh have a fresh cut? So everybody in the AFC North just gets a fresh cut, except for Ben Roethlisberger? Cool. Brian Flores looks super excited right now. Chris Greer's got his internet back up. It's a little glitchy. It's a little glitchy, Chris. Get your internet back up. Get that bandwidth. Brian Flores is excited. I have never seen Brian Flores this happy in my life. So he has felt like he has stolen somebody. Oh, my, he just said. He said, okay. All right, what else you got, Brian Flores? This is when it comes out that Brian Flores isn't even like doing the draft right now. He's just doing a TikTok. The pick's in. He's excited. I think my dude just made a TikTok.
So it is J.K. Dobbins going to Eric DeCosta, the general manager for the Ravens, and John Harbaugh, the head coach. That means the very, very active in this draft Miami Dolphins are back on the board. They went Robert Hunt, another offensive lineman, with the first of their picks in the second round. Where will Brian Flores and Chris Greer go now? With the 56th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Raekwon Davis, defensive tackle, Alabama.
I like Raekwon Davis for Miami and everything. I don't think that's good enough to make a TikTok about. Then again, Raekwon low-key had some moves too, so maybe that's what he was excited about. Defensive tackle, 3-tech out of Alabama. Good player. Still like Neville Gallimore more. But now some defensive tackles are actually coming off the board, so now I'm getting a little worried here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, where I would like, us to get a defensive tackle or so. Man. Now that Jalen Hurts is gone, I really got to start thinking about next year. So I really don't think that we're going to be one of the two worst teams to get Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. So I am going to be looking at us getting Jamie Newman or somebody else. I don't even know yet. AFC North becoming on paper the best and toughest division in the league. It's good to have that back because growing up, we were always one of the top. For me, growing up, they were one of the top. So the Bengals always just bring it down. You know what I'm saying? Actually, the Bengals were a playoff contender for a few years. Browns were normally bringing it down. And then Brian Flores out here with his kids. I love Brian Flores, man. I'm loving it. AFC North. If football's better when AFC North teams are good, when there is a Steelers versus Ravens rivalry, or Steelers versus Bengals rivalry, or Steelers versus Browns rivalry, Yeah, I'm being biased and just saying Steelers. But no, it's even good when like the Ravens and the Bengals are at each other's throats, or the Ravens and the Browns are at each other's throats. Honestly, in terms of importance, we know that Cincinnati's last. And Browns fans, y'all should hate Baltimore. They took your team and won a Super Bowl. You guys should hate their guts. Zach Bond finally here. Rams need one. Rams need a lot. So genuinely, I'm wide receiver. I could think would be a logical step for the Rams, or linebacker. So Zach Bond, Denzel Mims. If I was like making these as actual predictions, it would be like I'd hit like one of like 24 right now. Like I would be shooting at like a Russell Westbrook. I'd be shooting at Ben Simmons 3-point percentage. It's non-existent. Except when he hits that one, man. Okay. Rams with the Vikings next. Taco Bell got the drive-thru. Who's the Rams center? I'm trying to remember this. Am I tweaking? And I know they have Andrew Whitworth, but because their offensive line was so bad this year, and it's something that very much scares me because that offensive lines can deteriorate like bananas. You know what I'm saying? And that very much scares me with the Steelers when we do have a good offensive line. And it started to deteriorate a little bit. And if it's going to continuously do that, we're going to need to go get offensive linemen. I'm not mad that we got a skill position with our second-round pick. That's fine and everything. But the rest, we need to be looking at that offensive and defensive line. I feel like I'm talking really fast. But if that skill position would have liked, like, actually, you know what? I'm not hating this as much because, like, I didn't want Denzel Mims after he said what he said. I didn't think about that. I should be more happy about this Chase Claypool pick. I'm still not ecstatic. It's remaining a B- for me. The most I bring it up to is a B. Keyshawn Vaughn is an underrated running back, I just want to say. But J.J. Taylor, I think, is – or Zach Moss and then J.J. Taylor, best running backs. Brian Allen. Brian Allen is the center for the Rams, and he is the guy that got COVID, and he's the first guy in the NFL that got COVID. So would it be insensitive to draft a center? Would it be insensitive to be like, look, dog, I don't know what's going to go on with you, so we're going to draft Lloyd Cushenberry. Keep it moving. With how things are going, I could actually see Malik Harrison going before Bond, though. I like Malik Harrison. I don't think that he should go before Bond. But, yeah, with the way that things are going in value, it means nothing anymore. Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised. But I think that Bond is better. Josh Jones is still there. Jesus Christ. Go. Rams, draft Josh Jones. Go draft him. Go draft him or Tyler Piadis, however, the Wisconsin dude. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's not Jake Fromm. Okay, there's Jake Fromm. I was like, that's not Jake Fromm whatsoever. I didn't even necessarily look like Jake Fromm. Yeah, I don't know why Bond is slipping. Not sure why Josh Jones has slipped. Sean McVay looked like he's arguing with somebody on the phone. He's just got the great fit, man. Sean McVay. I don't know if you're married or you have a girlfriend, but I bet you do very well with that house. All right, you and Cliff Kingsbury just over there, just hanging out in the West Coast. You guys meet up in Nevada just because it's the middle of the spot. You guys just get every chick you can, and I respect it. I made all of that up, but I respect the hell out of it. Roger, you're losing. You don't even want to do the thing anymore. You don't want to do the – stop. Van Jefferson. So, I said that they could take a wide receiver here. I wonder if that Denzel Mims' video really has dropped his stock. There's a lot of people that are a lot higher on Van Jefferson than I am. I'm lower on Van Jefferson because I've been talking a lot about guys I'm higher than other people on. So naturally, there's going to start being guys that I'm lower on. I'm lower on Van Jefferson than probably the consensus. Van Jefferson actually would have made sense at 59 for the Jets, where his dad played. Oh, or his dad coached. That's a little disrespectful. The Jets didn't go and get a wide receiver, did they? I hope Malik Harrison, Logan Wilson, or Jacob Phillips goes to the Browns in the third round. I think if he's there in the third round, they're going to go take Malik Jefferson. I think that will happen. Browns got to go linebacker next. But the Browns are killing it, man. They may get Zach Bond at this point. All right, Vikings. I'm entitled to always want to draft offensive line for the Vikings. You know, like sometimes, and maybe I'm just being biased, but like Van Jefferson, like he can kill you when you're not pressing him. I just don't know how much that's going to happen in the NFL, you know? But
in the game of football, it's not just about knowing how to get open, it's also about knowing when to be open.
Mike Orr made a good point there. He knows when to get open. I guess that is true. That is true about Van Jefferson's game. Me personally, I like Chase Claypool more than I like Van Jefferson. I think that's probably how I'm going to start gauging this stuff. But I like Chase more than I like Van. So, like, the more and more I'm thinking about it, I don't necessarily hate the Chase Claypool pick. Just really liked what Baltimore did. All right, we're starting to pick this up in the draft. I like this. Ezra Cleveland. This makes a lot of sense. So they can go offensive line here. I was very low on Ezra Cleveland. I'm very low on Ezra Cleveland, by the way. Like, very low on Ezra Cleveland. I don't think that he has the power of some of these top guys. I don't think that he has the footwork of these top guys. But around here is a decent value spot. There's still Josh Jones out there. So not exactly sure. Born 3 weeks early at 11 pounds. Yo, you were born 3 weeks early at 11 pounds? Isn't that like, yeah. Aren't you usually born at like, I'm terrible. I'm 24 and I don't know what a baby's size is supposed to be. See the Ravens take Mims at 60. Oh, of course. Because they're smart. Give him Zach Bond. Give him another linebacker. Give him Muti. Give him Josh Jones. Ravens are going to be good. Jets. Who did the Jets take? I'm already losing it. Who did the Jets take? They traded, didn't they? They did. Okay, so they traded. So they need a wide receiver. Bad. Jets, this has to be Denzel Mims. I'm willing to bet all the money in my right pocket that it's Denzel Mims. I have no money in my right pocket, by the way. Who else could it be? Like KJ Hill? Josh Uche? Listen, I'm high on Josh Uche. I like Josh Uche a lot. That's somebody for Cleveland that would be very interesting. I could see Tennessee going pass rusher.
I know for every pizza I deliver, that's a trick that Shetty doesn't have to take out.
11 pounds is a big ass baby, bro. My son was 8 pounds. See, I said 8. 8's normal, right? Is it? I should know this. I'm 24 years old. I should know this. I don't at all. 11 just seemed high, like very high. I mean, if it's 3 weeks early, you would expect it to be, the baby to be like 4 or 5 pounds, if not less. I think my dad was only like 2 pounds. He was born way premature. I think I was a fat baby. I was like 9 pounds. I was a thick boy, and then I just never got any more weight. All right. Why the Steelers are getting in Claypool? My dad's going to be very, very happy with the Chase Claypool pick because then it's going to be less Claypool, the bassist, and he's going to find a way to make puns about that. I'm going to figure out a Liverpool pun with that. It'll be all right. Chase Claypool is okay. That's why I'm giving it a B minus. Maybe B. Yo, if you think that kids are going to change the entire cafeteria because a kid got bullied, that's not happening. It's very nice, but that's not happening. Prince Tiga still out there as well. Damn, they were like round 4 or 7. Check out Prince Tiga. They already been like, yo, he not day 2 guy. He'd be a nice 4th round pick. So Pete Sampson wrote about Chase Claypool to the Pittsburgh Steelers and says the Pittsburgh Steelers will get more than a wide receiver in Chase Claypool after taking Notre Dame's MVP in the 2nd round of the NFL draft, because part of what made Claypool an enigma during the early part of his college career is exactly what should help the British Columbia product in the NFL. Yeah, Chase Claypool was somebody that was much more on my radar at the beginning of the season, and I stopped hearing a lot about him, so I stopped checking him out until basically the combine. I'm not going to read the entire article right now. I know I'm a bad journalist. Jets, draft a wide receiver. Don't be part of this team where the Green Bay Packers are just going, hey, Aaron Rodgers, you can just go make this work with, stick of bubble gum, right? Antonio Gibson, this is wild, actually, because Mel actually has Devin Duvernay, Antonio Gibson, Brian Edwards. I like Brian Edwards. And Lynn Bowden Jr. over guys like KJ Hill. I just strongly disagree with that. But, that is the cool thing about the draft, and that's why you watch the tape and everything, because you get to make your own picks. You get to see who you like. Lucas Niang still out there. Ashton Davis still out there. Jeremy Chin still out there. Neville Gallimore still out there. Lloyd Cushenberry, Bryce Hall, Prince Tiga, Donovan Peoples-Jones. I like Donovan Peoples-Jones more than 3 of those people that they just named. I think I'm a little too low on that Chase Claypool thing just because Denzel Mims is there, and I like Mims so much. But after that, was there another wide receiver that I liked more? No, because Hamler was picked before. Okay. Still don't like it over Dobbins. So let's think logically how many players I would have rather had than Chase Claypool. I would have rather had Jalen Hurts. I would have rather had J.K. Dobbins. I would have rather had I can't say Agent Nessel, but he wouldn't have fit us. Denzel Mims, who's still out there. The Jets are booing. All right, let's see who the Jets pick. This has to be Mims. He just said the New York Jets pick. Okay, thank God. Denzel Mims picked by the New York Jets. This should have happened so long ago. Thank you. Mims not going to the Ravens. Actually, great shout here because I would have hated that. I would have absolutely lost my mind if the Ravens would have gotten Denzel Mims as well. Now, he had this whole video come out just the other day when he was talking about Philadelphia and how he's a small town guy. And when he went to Philadelphia, he didn't like it because it was scary and that he saw people that looked like scary people. It was definitely an odd choice of words for Denzel Mims. It was really odd conversation. And I think that's possibly why he slipped. Pat's traded up. Yeah, Yep. Pat's trade. Is this? They could have used a wide receiver. They could have used Mims. I'm a little low on the wide receivers now, finally. Which is, again, why I'm saying, like, okay, I don't hate this Claypool pick as much now. Because I'm thinking that the best wide receiver is now KJ Hill. And then we're talking Donovan Peoples-Jones. I hope we get Neville Gallimore in the third. That's really what I'm hoping for. Wouldn't mind Ashton Davis. Would love Jonah Jackson, actually, or Davon Hamilton. All right, screw it. Give me Malik Harrison. Curtis Weaver would be a great pick. Josh Uche, actually. I really like Josh Uche. Zach Moss. But the Ravens, I'm going to say that this one's, well, no, it's traded to the Patriots. Patriots. They went safety. The dog is no longer there. The dog is no longer Bill Belichick. The Patriots are not going to make a good pick here because the dog is not there. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You know, I feel like I mean, could it be quarterback here? They seem like a Jake Fromm team. I think it actually looked bad for New England to get a quarterback here. Because then it looked like, okay, no, we actually do need a quarterback. You should just go get Cam. Zach Bond? I'm saying Zach Bond. Josh Uche. Okay, I like Zach Bond a little bit more than I like Josh Uche. But that's the next best offensive. That's next best edge rusher in my opinion. I absolutely love this pick. They got Chase Winovich last year in the draft, and then they get Josh Uche. They're getting those Michigan products. I absolutely love this pick for the New England Patriots. I love his versatility. Did not start until his senior year. I only watched his senior year. Hi, Colton. Hi, Cotton Bearclaw. Davon Hamilton would be nice. I'm hoping that you're referring to that as Pittsburgh Steelers. I would like Davon Hamilton quite a bit. Still prefer Neville Gallimore. However, Uche to the Pats. Wow, he'll be a stud for them. Absolutely. Patriots just made a smart pick. You can see throughout this draft, like, okay, that's a smart team. That's a front office. That's smart. And Patriots proven to be a smart front office. Baltimore proven to be a smart front office. Tennessee, I'm actually really interested to see where they go. Because Zach Bond makes a lot of sense. I am extremely scared that Neville Gallimore goes here, though. And Christian Fulton must have Christian Fulton must have gotten blamed for what Gattuso has done at Napoli because he must have murdered people. I don't know what happened with Christian Fulton, why he is falling this much. Tennessee, could they go quarterback here? Yo, Next pick, Green Bay goes quarterback. You'd love to see it. Let's just be wild. Let's just go wild with it.
Nick Caserio getting the kind of player that the Patriots have been very effective in using over the years.
Bill Belichick, what are you doing? Are you going to throw the ball at the dog? Bill Belichick, I will begin to love you if you throw the ball to the dog. Yo, this is the most Bill Belichick thing. I don't know if people just saw that right there, but Bill Belichick did not have a sticker for his Mac. Like, he didn't have the sticker on the back. That was just New England Patriots sticker that you could just get from like any place online for $5. He was like, no, I'm going to get a piece of paper. I'm going to print off a piece of paper because, of course, he has a printer. Here you go. And then he printed off the piece of paper of the New England Patriots logo with the paper still on there and then taped it to his Mac. He is an odd guy. They should go defensive tackle. That's what I'm scared about. Let's not talk about that. That's what I'm scared. They're going to go Neville Gallimore here. I've been on Neville Gallimore for a minute, man. So I wouldn't mind. They go Justin Matabuke. That's fine with me. Who did they draft last year that I'm pretty sure played at Texas A&M? Jeffrey Simmons. So they're going to go get two Texas A&M product defensive linemen. I'm not high, right? That's where he went. No, Mississippi State. I'm wrong. It's same colors. Mississippi State, Texas A&M. I like that, like burgundy. You can get it. Whatever. Could they get a running back just for insurance for Derrick Henry so he doesn't have to do everything? Or could they be quarterback? They go running back, I think Zach Moss. Wouldn't mind J.J. Dillon as a change of pace, but Zach Moss could catch the ball out of the backfield. Julian Akawari would be a good fit too. Edge rusher there. It makes a lot of sense. However, if you're thinking edge rusher here, you got to think, and they did pick up Vic Beasley. He led the NFL in sacks with 15 and a half. And then I talked to the Atlanta Falcons subreddit after that for every year, and they were so critical of Vic Beasley. Like, they hated Vic Beasley. So, like, I wasn't interested in getting Vic Beasley for Pittsburgh. But you'd think with an edge rusher right here, that's Zach Bond. Guys like Zach Bond, guys like Christian Fulton, both of those guys would work right there, and I don't understand why they're falling.
While we're all home, social distancing, Meals on Wheels volunteers are on the front lines across every community, responding to older Americans who are most.
The thing that sucks is the Steelers get to like 122 or something. When's the Steelers' next pick?
Because of the tireless commitment of these heroes everywhere, humanity is winning.
Okay, let's see the Steelers. 102, that's what I meant. Okay, 102. We're at 61. Fuck. Okay, so I would have to start thinking logically Nick Harris. Wouldn't mind Nick Harris. Guard for Washington. Maybe Damian Lewis. Maybe because I'm not trying to get my hopes up. I'm definitely not trying to get my hopes up. Tennessee Titans are back, and the Mike Vrabel kids are not here, which very much disappoints me. There's no Frozone. There's no redhead mullet guy. That's disappointing. Nobody's taking a dump. Mike Vrabel, I began to love you, even though I'm going to have to shoot the fade for the one time. All right. Christian Fulton finally goes. Tennessee. I cannot believe he lasted until pick 61. So they picked Isaiah Wilson, which I like Isaiah Wilson, but I didn't love that value. Now they get Christian Fulton there, and they kind of get back into my good graces because I really like that value. Green Bay here. You have to think Green Bay goes wide receiver. Just you have to give Rodgers a weapon so that he's happy. Christian Fulton's grandfather passed away on April 6th. T's and P's to Christian Fulton. It sucks. Packers are going to troll Rodgers and draft a wide receiver after he asked for one in the first. I think you have to. I think you have to before he sets the place on fire.
So Christian Fulton has had his ups and downs on the field and away from the field. Daniel Jeremiah, as you see this product as he gets set to go to Tennessee, what should he be expecting?
Well, I think you're talking about a top 50 player. He was my 5th corner in this year's draft class, so I think there's.
Daniel Jeremiah had him at 5th in corners. I think that's too low. I like Christian Fulton, man. I like that whole LSU defense.
Well, he's a force player against the run. Now he gave up some plays down the field, and I think he got dinged a little bit for that. But you got to remember,
Yeah, he gave up some plays. He's playing top competition day in, day out.
So the ball was up in the air constantly. And on the opposite side of Fulton is the most talented corner in college football, Derek Stingley Jr. So he got challenged a bunch. He made a bunch of plays. He gave up.
Fulton wasn't the best corner on his team. He faced a lot. You know, I liked Fulton more than I like Damon Arnett. KJ Hill, is that like actually what they did, or is that what you're saying could happen? Because I do like KJ Hill to the Green Bay Packers. That would be a great pick. I think a lot more people are lower on KJ Hill than I am, though. So I don't think he's going to go here. I'm expecting KJ Hill to possibly be, he's a day 3 or 3rd round to possibly a day 3 guy because of everything that I'm seeing. That nobody's high on KJ Hill, but I think it would be a great pick right here. Running back AJ Dillon. I don't know if you're being real. Like if that's the thing, if that's your prediction right now, because if so, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be upset because that's not a weapon for him necessarily. Also, Zach Moss is still there. Nope, you're right. It was AJ Dillon.
Well, I think Aaron Rodgers will be okay with this pick, ladies and gentlemen.
Will Aaron Rodgers be okay with this pick?
AJ Dillon skillfully rewrote the record book for running backs at Boston College.
I don't get that. I don't get that. You want a pass catcher? Get somebody like Zach Moss. Devin Duvernay will go higher than KJ Hill, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't. I like Devin Duvernay, but I think KJ Hill is better. I think KJ Hill is going to be an absolute steal. He's going to be a steal like, how a few years ago Terry McLaurin was just a steal. But AJ Dillon, big running back, physical guy, he's going to be a nice change of pace for Aaron Jones. But I would have probably drafted somebody else. And maybe this is truly actually, now I'm thinking about it, maybe this is the Packers thinking, years ahead. Are the Packers trying to do a rebuild while winning? Is my question. They're going, hey, Aaron Rodgers, let's try to win a ring, with Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones, all of these guys. But we're looking for the future already. And we're looking to move on from this group already, even though they just went 13-3, and they've already seen the light at the end of the tunnel. And they're looking at guys like Jordan Love and A.J. Dillon to be that next generation for Green Bay. I think that very well may be the case.
Yeah, he's the 2020 version of what Derrick Henry is in Tennessee. A big back with a
The 2020 version of Derrick Henry. He's a big back and he can maul some dudes, but I don't see Derrick Henry. It was going to be a project, I think. Start at returner like Cribbs, Hester, then get more receptions out of wideout. I definitely think he's going to be playing returner. But I think he's going to be a factor in the game immediately. You know, who I kind of would also see kind of a similar career path to is Paris Campbell, who also played at Ohio State. I could see Indy still going after somebody like that because Indy still needs more weapons, even though they just drafted Michael Pittman. When's Indy's next pick, by the way? When is their next pick? Okay, so we got Kansas City and we got Carolina now. No. Yes? Yes, Carolina. Carolina did a trade. Dope. I think that like just got announced. And who did Carolina trade up? Edge rusher? Zach Bond? Kansas City. I'm getting a feeling like Kansas City is going to end up drafting a wide receiver here. No, they're going to go corner. What am I talking about? Bryce Hall? Oh, all right, I'm taking a piss break. Let's put this on mute. All right, back. Okay, so what has happened since Willie Gay Jr.? Wow. Okay, Willie Gay. I like him as a pick. Like what did he get? Yep, he got picked by Kansas City. Okay, that's the only pick I missed. Kansas City Chiefs. Willie Gay. I indulged in a little bit of pizza as well. Thinking about that, what linebackers are still left out there? Zach Bond. I mean, edge rusher. Willie Gay is more linebacker, but Malik Harrison. I like Malik Harrison more than I like Willie Gay personally. I think you can make an argument with, someone like Troy Day or Logan Wilson. But if you're looking for linebacker, I don't hate the Willie Gay pick. But I like Malik Harrison more. I think that would have been more of the obvious choice. Man, thinking back, how crazy is that Jordan Brooks got drafted before Patrick Queen?
There's Matt Rule, who was not heavy on the defensive side of the ball for the first couple of picks, getting Derek Brown in round 1 and Peter Gross.
Chin for the Panthers here. I love Jeremy Chin. I would like that for the Panthers. That'd make a lot of sense. Panthers trade with somebody? Panthers trade with Seattle? Pretty sure. Okay, yeah. Seattle traded. Okay. You almost think, possibly offensive line here. Jeremy Chin. You got it. You got it, Alan. Good job. That was impressive. There. I really like Jeremy Chin. Also freakishly athletic, like insanely athletic dude. Great safety. I like the value here a lot for the Panthers. I think that the Panthers for the rest of their drafts, look at that speed. I think he was my safety 4. No, safety 5. Safety 5. Him and Kyle Duggar are so close. So where did Kyle go? Kyle went he went early second round. He went to the Patriots, right? He went to the Patriots at pick. The 5th pick. He went at pick 37, and then they get Jeremy Chin at pick 64. I love that value. They get Derek Brown, which I liked, but I didn't absolutely fall in love with just because I'm a little worried. 1 tech, 3 tech type guy. How much are they going to change your team when they're not someone like Aaron Donald? Itir Gross Matos, really like the value there. And then Jeremy Chin, I like the value. So Panthers are one of the few teams that make sense to me. Like, they make sense in terms of just being like, no, we're going to wait down. We're going to make the smart pick. So where I'm talking about the smart organizations, the Panthers aren't winning, but I think that they're actually building a smart organization there in Carolina. Cincinnati. Logan Wilson. Listen, Cincy. Trapped some offensive line help. No diss to Logan Wilson. That Wyoming, what is it? Wyoming fucking Rough Riders, fucking whatever. It's the worst color combination there. Like brown and yellow. Bad. The only thing that may be worse is brown and orange. They have such ugly uniforms. My old school when I was a little kid went to West Jefferson in Ohio, and we were the West Jefferson Rough Riders. And I'm pretty sure we had the same logo, and it was just like the same exact everything of Wyoming. And it was, it was. And it was terrible. Thank God I never went to that high school. I like Logan Wilson. Jones for the Bengals. Get a great tackle, falling to them at 3 at the 3rd round. Yeah, you definitely would have thought. Logic says that Maybe if your team like the Carolina Panthers, maybe if your team like the Baltimore Ravens, you do that. Your team like Cincinnati, you don't. Man, I don't even know how you can make those uniforms cool.
There you see what they've done. They went Burrow and Ellis at the T. Higgins on the first 2 picks, and now they're from the defensive side of the ball. Solid shirt, by the way. We got to get up some.
Love the shirt. Love the shirt for Logan Wilson. Zach Bond is still there. Josh Jones still there. Yo, Josh Jones should be picked right now by Washington. Right now. They need help.
Washington Redskins select Antonio Gibson, running back, Memphis. All right, so this is another
Okay, I shouldn't be that low on this. I like Antonio Gibson. He was in my top 10 for running backs, not wide receivers, but he plays wide receiver, running back. He plays everything. He's a lethal threat. He's a dark horse. And actually, at this pick, he's tremendous value here. So I actually really shouldn't hate this. I just want to see them help out Dwayne Haskins. Bond to the Lions, man. If y'all get Zach Bond right here, that's a steal. Jeff Okudah, DeAndre Swift, and Zach Bond. We're talking one of the. I think that it's legitimately one of the top 5 drafts. Okay, so Washington gets Chase Young and Antonio Gibson. That's pretty good.
All right, so you get the wideout Antonio Gibson, and then you got Chase Young overall. Antonio Gibson is off the board. Lots more coming with us. The draft continues here on ESPN, the NFL Network, and ABC.
I would think Zach Bond would make a lot of sense for Detroit. Who else could they be getting? Honestly, Neville Gallimore. I love Neville Gallimore. I can see that happening. Interior offensive lineman, maybe like Tyler Biden. I don't know, the Wisconsin offensive lineman. Who else would make sense for them? Justin Matabuke. Josh Jones. I mean, Josh Jones, Lucas Niang. It could always help to get offensive linemen. Jonah Jackson or Davon Hamilton could be this pick. Okay. Aaron Rodgers.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I wanna. This goes on and on.
That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Who did the Browns draft in the 3rd round? They haven't had their 3rd round pick, have they? No. They're going to be here in a second.
When we started our business, we were paying like an arm and like the postage. I remember setting out ship station. I think it was just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up.
I'll tell you right now, if the Browns end up with a Zach Bond or a Malik Harrison, they have the best draft.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to ShipStation.com/try and get 2 months free. JT Wentworth, how can I help you get cash? I want to pay off my debt and
I think after the draft tonight, I'm going to give all of my kind of grades for the night for all of this and be ready for the 3rd round tomorrow.
in exchange for some or all of your future payments, we give you a lump sum of cash now.
There's a great tweet from at Snowman Embiid. Says, great, the Eagles picked up insurance for Wentz. The last time a team in Philly did that for their star player, we got Al fucking Horford. I think he's Chase Claypool's older sister took her own life when he was just 14. She was one of the first people to believe in him. She still motivates him every day. Quote, I just want to make her proud. This is Chase Claypool. Well, I mean, if you cannot root for somebody like that, then you are heartless.
Bob Quinn, Executive VP and General Manager, working the phone. We'll find out what they are going to do as the Lions have gone with a couple of very solid players so far in this draft. Jeff Okuda, the cornerback, taken 3rd overall, and then getting DeAndre Swift, the running back out of Georgia, in the 2nd round. So what are they going to do with this pick number 67 in the 3rd round? The pick is in. Let's find out where they're going to go, and let's head back one more time to Roger.
This has nothing to do with NFL, but Dave Meltzer's a terrible journalist.
Second pick in the 2020 NFL draft. The Detroit Lions select Julian Okwara.
Okay, so Detroit goes Julian Okwara. I really like this pick. So I think that I just have to give up on, like, I'm just going to be really high. I'm going to stop being upset about teams not getting Zach Bond and just praise the team that does, I guess, because this is probably the next best edge rusher here, and Detroit really needed to get a really good edge rusher here. So I really like this pick for Detroit. I think they're having a really, really strong draft.
Moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in the 3rd grade, and again, has the potential to play with his brother. Now, his season was...
Yeah, I really like the pick. They have 2 in the 3, and they're going to get Bond and Harrison. Listen, man. Don't make the Browns a force.
4 sacks, 6 tackles for losses, and 2 forced fumbles.
Broke his left fibula in November.
Yeah, and before he broke his leg, Trey, he was having an outstanding season.
Yeah, I like this pick a lot for the Lions, actually. So who did they take in the 2nd? See, now I like the DeAndre Swift pick even more, because now they end up getting their pass rusher. So, yeah, could they have had, I mean, which one would you rather have? It's who was going to be the pass rusher at that point? I don't even remember who was kind of there when they were picking. Let me look at kind of who we were talking about here. So when Michael Pittman got drafted, you had Yetur Gross-Matos. That would have been a really nice pick. So would you have rather had Yetur Gross-Matos and Zach Moss, or DeAndre Swift and Julian Okwara? I think I think it's close, but I think that personally I'd probably rather have DeAndre Swift and Julian. Actually, I don't think it's all that close. I think that was the smart way to go. So Detroit played a little ballsy, and they're rewarded for it. I like it. Good job, Detroit.
Working the Rubik's Cube, keeping the mind sharp. Always a good idea. Let's go back to
Davis would be a great fit for the Jets. Is that Ashton Davis? Because that would be a good fit. Especially with Jesus Christ, they're trying to trade Jamal Adams. Ashton Davis, yeah. Okay. This is a really good fit for the Jets. The Jets are having a good draft, too, outside of the 1st round pick, because I was just not high on. Does Ashton Davis low-key look like, I want to say, I don't know who he's combined with, but it's like Jack Harlow's less successful brother. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. It looks like Jack Harlow. Or Jack Harlow. God, that's hard to say. I hate watching that track stuff, dude, because, you are off by, a split second, and you're just tumbling on your face. I could never. He destroyed everybody in that race, by the way. I don't know if that was a big race or not. But what he does in the football field is he destroys. And he is a great safety. He can track the ball. He's a hitter. I like him a lot. Yeah, see, I love Louis Riddick. He always gives some good insight. Louis Riddick and Mina Kimes are 2 people that you should just always listen to when it comes to football. Range. That's the perfect word for Ashton Davis. Range. I didn't think about him as a kick returner for the line or for the Jets, but yeah, he's probably going to be a kick returner for the Jets too. Ashton Davis. There's the chalk Jack Harlow.
Dream is to play the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball all at once until I am too old to play. Sports is my hobby, and that's all I do. And now he's going to be doing it at the NFL level for the New York Jets and Joe Douglas, the general manager for the Jets. Meanwhile, let's get to the next pick, as it looks like it is coming in very quickly. It is
Brett Coleman has tweeted, Mekhi Becton, Denzel Mims, Ashton Davis, just on first reaction, gut feelings. This might be the best Jets draft class I've ever seen, and we're not even through the first three rounds.
Seattle Seahawks select Damian Lewis, guard, LSU.
Damian Lewis for Seattle, when guys like Jonah Jackson were on there, I think Seattle's had one of the worst drafts, in my opinion.
So what do we think of Damian Lewis here, DJ?
I really don't like their draft.
He's a power guard.
I like Damian Lewis. I think that they could have used Lloyd Cushenberry, even swing him to guard. I like Nick Harris. Miami. Miami hasn't got the running back yet, have they? No, they haven't. Zach Moss. Putting all the money in my left pocket. I don't have any money in my left pocket either. That's the thing. Jordan Brooks, Darrell Taylor, and Damian Lewis. I think by far Seattle has had the worst draft. Look at Pete Carroll just smiling, bro. You're ruining stuff right now. You should be struggling. That guy, John Schneider, he looks defeated. He looks stressed. He should be. Pete, you should be stressed right now. You should look like John Schneider. Ravens going to get Bond at 71, aren't they? Probably. That's what smart teams do. Ravens are going to load up, and they're going to be Super Bowl champions. I mean, I'm not picking anybody in the AFC right now over Kansas City. And I won't because Pat Mahomes is my guy. But if you're picking the second team right now, I think it's hard to not say Baltimore for the AFC at least.
You make smart choices, but you're getting burned. By your bank. With the Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account, you can earn more interest in 1 month than in 1 year with the largest banks. Bank ain't fun. I got to do something about this. Probably should.
You can earn more interest in 1 month than in 1 year.
We're doing Triple H 25-year anniversary.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs. You know, you've already got a home team. Really? Warren?
So this is interesting. Doris Dickerson talking about the Chase Claypool pick says, by the way, I love the Steelers pick with Claypool. Move him to flex wide receiver. Don't play him outside all the time. Him and Ebron will control the middle of the field and dominate. Ben has no way of complaining right now because he's got his big target of Chase Claypool. He's got his big, tall target. He's got another big target in Eric Ebron. Burger King, what are you doing trying to promote your nugs? All right, your nugs suck. That meme that said they taste like deer ankles is 100% accurate. It's weirdly accurate. And I've never had deer ankle meat. But it's weird. It's exactly what I think it would be. Someone that ate deer ankle was like, this tastes exactly like it. And that's how I know. Anyways, spicy nugs suck. Anyways, that tweet, Doris Dickerson. By the way, I love the Steelers pick with Claypool. Okay, I already read this entire thing. But yeah, stretching the field with Juju, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Eric Ebron. Ben's got 4 pass catchers here. You got, yeah, I mean, and then James Conner can still catch the ball out of the backfield. So really, you got 5 pass catchers right there. Shout out to Cam Hayward, one of my favorite players all time for the Steelers. But this is going to be an explosive offense. I wish that, we had any kind of indication that we're going to run more because we don't run enough. We need to run more. That's why, again, I would like to see us beef up that offensive line a little bit.
Glad you're with us. Time for a look at Mel's best available, brought to you by Lowe's. Mel, tell us about him.
Yeah, Zach Vaughn, versatile linebacker out of Wisconsin, had a lot of production in that defense in the Big Ten. Josh Jones, solid player, not spectacular, but I think was late first.
I like that comp for Chase Claypool. Marquise Colston, the former Saints wide receiver there. I like that. Miami has to go O-line, right, or Josh Jones. Or D-line or Josh Jones. I'm going to guess that they'd go with Matabuke over someone like Josh Jones at this point because they took Andrew Thomas. I wouldn't mind if they were looking at somebody like Jonah Jackson or Zach Bond.
Now that we're 70 picks into the NFL draft, I'm moving over to my easy chair where I usually watch my NFL football. I'm much more comfortable over here.
Goodell, you're not like army. It's not happening, bro.
The Miami Dolphins select Brandon Jones, defensive back.
Brandon Jones, the safety out of Texas.
Jones is an interesting kid, a 3-year starter for the Longhorns.
Okay. I mean, Ashton Davis is gone now. I would assume that, they probably wanted Ashton Davis. It's really close for me, really, the three guys, Brandon Jones, Kavon Wallace, and Tanner Muse. So take your pick there. I think when someone ends up drafting Kavon Wallace, I'm going to like the value a little bit more. Unless he is drafted relatively high or relatively close to this pick.
Ability to cover out of the slot. That's critical in the NFL. Defensive coordinators love safeties that can do that, provide that type of versatility. And in Texas, he was already.
And now we have first Texas Longhorn taken. Wow. How the mighty have fallen. Because when I was growing up, man, Texas was a powerhouse. The Vince Young. I was doing a rewatch that I got to upload to the actual YouTube channel of the 2006 NFL draft. It's my favorite draft ever, even though I look back on it and it's not great at all. But when I was watching football, I was watching college football. My favorite player was Santonio Holmes at Ohio State, and Reggie Bush was like second favorite. I got the Reggie Bush cleats, and I thought I was about to be like the baddest dude. Unfortunately, I was like 4'2", so that really didn't help. All right, Baltimore picking Zach Bond. Zach Bond right here, or a guard. Muti. Justin Matabuke. All right. Justin Matabuke from Texas A&M. I really liked his combine. I have a feeling now that Ben Barch is going to go before Jones. Very well could. No Bond for the Ravens. Thank you. We're not done yet. Unfortunately. Guys, what's up? I got a match on Senator. You guys want to see? You guys want to see who my match is? I'm not going to show, by the way. You guys ever have anything on where you're like, I know I did not swipe right on this person? Penner's doing something weird. Anyways, Arizona. Give me an offensive lineman for Arizona. Give me Josh Jones. Absolutely, give me Josh Jones here. That's a steal. That's an absolute steal for Arizona, and I gave A+ to Arizona's draft last year, so I think that this would be an absolute steal.
I just love when you bring a guy that has athletic ability. You put an athlete on the field. He has sideline to sideline.
I think that would be nice. And Jacksonville, get you a wide receiver. Jacksonville, stop what you're doing. Get you a wide receiver. But now, see, now I don't love the wide receivers as much. Like, I'd probably draft KJ Hill or Donovan Peoples-Jones here. All right, this has to be Josh Jones. Has to be Josh Jones. Has to. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Finally, when a smart team gets in here, I've loved the last two Arizona Cardinals drafts. I really, really have. What's up with the dude in the back? What's up with the dude in the back? Shout outs to just getting the hat. That girl was on duty. His hometown, he has an Astros tattoo. That's really like the coolest thing that you guys could get. Self-proclaimed movie buff. Favorite movie, Inception. Shout outs to that. Inception's a great movie. I don't know if that necessarily makes you a movie buff. You know, like let's go round for round. You know, what's your favorite dark Christmas comedy? You know, I don't think that's a thing. I'm not a movie buff, so I don't know. But Josh Jones, I really like. I think that this is insane value. And then getting Isaiah Simmons and then getting Josh Jones. Did they have anybody else? Did they have a second-round pick? I don't think that they did. I don't remember them drafting in the second round. Yeah, Jones, finally. Jacksonville, Devin Duvernay. I'm fine with that. I am. Get a wide receiver. Whoever it is. Draft a wide receiver. There's also not been a ton of trades lately. Oh no, my bad. Jacksonville got Laviska Shenault. So they're not. I mean, they could still get a wide receiver, but they're not going to get a wide receiver. They are going to go Jacob Eason. They're going Jacob Eason. Or Neville Gallimore. Cliff Kingsbury, my guy. Let's chill. Let's chill. It's too much. How much does that gotta suck when you're projected to be a first round pick, you slip all the way to the third round, you just got a camera guy just waiting to finally film you. He's probably getting frustrated. He's like, can someone finally, so I can go home? I need 5 seconds of this dude celebrating. You just want to go to bed. Like, go to bed, wake me up when my team picks me. Key departure, executive vice president Tom Coughlin for the Jaguars. It's true. Actually, you know what I think the Jacksonville's going to go here? I think they're going to go Zach Moss. I think they're going to go running back for sure because they're going to be trying to trade away Jackson, or they're going to be trying to trade away Leonard Fournette. There was a report that Jacksonville was hoping to get the 49th pick for Fournette, and that wasn't happening. No way. Now I would trade my third round pick. I don't know. Would I? I'd gladly probably trade the fourth round pick for Leonard Fournette, or do that for Le'Veon Bell. What's your grade on I can never pronounce his name, that outside linebacker out of Florida? Genuinely kind of forgot that he hadn't been drafted. Kind of had him as edge 5, I want to. No, not edge 5. Is edge 6 or 7. He was after Josh Uche. He was after Zach Bond, but I can't remember anybody else being over him. I mean, Zach Bond's still not taken. I would still take Zach Bond over Zulia. I'm probably butchering that name, but no, I kind of had him at a similar grade as Okuhari. I don't give like an actual grade, like a 97 or whatever. I just kind of rank them. I can't remember if he was over Okuhari or I had Okuhari over him. I think Okuhari is probably a little bit better of a player, but he has that injury concern. So I understand taking the Florida kid before, but he would make sense as the next edge rusher to go here. Other than Zach Bond. He can make a lot of sense for Cleveland. That's why you're asking this. Yeah. Browns trading back? Never mind.
Boy, this virus hit the facility so differently. His wife had minor symptoms and Tony was in ICU. We are all in this together. Help us make a difference now. Huddle up for COVID-19 relief efforts and join Claypool.
Yeah, what Arizona Cardinals have done is add DeAndre Hopkins to their team, Isaiah Simmons to their team, and Josh Jones to their team. I think they're one of the smarter teams right now. Carson Wentz already tweeting out his support for Jalen Hurts. Love that. Did Lloyd Cushenberry commit a murder I don't know about? Absolutely. You idiots let the Ravens get Patrick Queen, J.K. Dobbins, and Justin Matabuke. Yep. Golf clap for Arizona.
I'll tell you what, Trey, I'm not sure it's a direct reflection of the players themselves. When you look around the league, our league is in pretty good shape when it comes to the quarterback position. There's a couple teams.
There we go. There's the actual picture of Jake Fromm. I was like, neither one of those dudes were Jake Fromm when they first had him. What's going on with Jake Fromm's house, too? It's weird.
Don't worry about sponsorship eligibilities there. The hack can stay. It's not a problem. As Jake is there, he seems also.
Bro, my dude's got some dirty feet right now.
Thank you for recognizing that. We appreciate
Jake Fromm, I don't know if that's your brother or who it is. Read the room, bro. Read the room. Put them feet down. You almost got them Jake Paul feet, bro. Come on. He ain't got Jake Paul feet. Jake Paul feet is gross right now. All right. Trade with the Saints, dropping over 10 spots, but getting a pick in next year's draft. What pick did they get? That's interesting. Okay, so Jacksonville have actually liked their draft. They ended up getting C.J. Henderson. Then they ended up getting Kayvon Chason. Then they got Laviska Shenault. I can definitely see them trading Leonard Fournette during this draft, by the way. You got the tech guy just wearing the mask, but nobody else wearing the mask. Cool. Shouts to you guys caring about the tech guy. I think the tackles have kind of now gotten to like an spot with Charles being there and Ben Barch being there. They're really two guys that I would be interested in. I mean, the Steelers probably aren't going to go that way, but that would probably be the only two that I would be seriously considering for the next few rounds. All right. Browns give up 74 and 244 to get 88 and a third next year. Don't hate that. Basically trading your third-round pick to get a later third-round pick and next year third-round pick and giving up, what, like seventh-round pick? That's good. Davon Hamilton right here, Jacksonville. Love that. Love that. Going to be a great replacement to someone like Calais Campbell. I guess maybe not exactly like Calais Campbell, but that's a great replacement for the defensive line. I really like what Jacksonville's doing. If I'm thinking about who's having the best drafts, I'm thinking Baltimore. Yeah, Jacksonville would low-key a draft, yeah. Absolutely. I think some of the teams that have done this is Arizona. They've killed it once again. Jacksonville's killed it. Detroit's killed it. Cleveland's killed it. And Baltimore's killed it. I still like what Miami's done, too. And I really like the Vikings as well. I think Seattle's had the worst draft, though. I think that the Raiders is questionable. I think that the Bears still haven't had anything good. Browns give Saints Bond. Fuck. Okay.
Linebacker, Wisconsin. A lot of people thought potentially Zach Bond might be a first-round pick, but here he is sitting in the first half of the third.
The rich keep getting richer.
Look, he was a stud for Wisconsin. 32 combined sacks.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. The Saints needed a linebacker. I did not know he played quarterback in high school. That ball was ugly, though, to be honest. Okay, that was a nicer ball. But, no, that absolutely sucks for the rest of the NFL. That's a really good pick. Finally, he was picked. You know, guys like Zach Bond. Wow, they misspelled his name. They said Zach Barn. Guys like Zach Bond, guys like Neville Gallimore, guys like Lloyd Cushenberry. Like, I'm really wondering what happened, you know? I was saying the same thing with Christian Fulton for most time. I just don't get why they have slipped so much. Detroit. Okay, so what are we looking at with Detroit now? Did they just trade? Because this was about to be the Colts pick, right? Okay. So Detroit moving back up. They got their running back. They got their corner. They got their pass rusher. Neville Gallimore, maybe. Could never go wrong with like a Lucas Niang or Cushenberry, personally. I mean, now that Darius Slay's gone, you know, could you go another corner? Someone like Bryce Hall, Jonah Jackson. It's probably offense or defensive lineman. With Neville Gallimore, probably my number one guy still on the board. We're not getting Neville Gallimore in the third. I know we're not. Alan, how do you feel about Gerard Davis? Because I was very high on him, and I have heard conflicting things with the Lions subreddit, talking with them. So I'm interested to know how he has done lately. Okay, 8 picks still remaining for Detroit.
In the third round, let's see where the commissioner says the Lions are going to go.
Jackson out of OSU here. It would make a ton of sense. If they do this, I'm giving Detroit an A right now. Maybe A+.
Detroit Lions select Jonah Jackson, guard, Ohio State.
Is there a new front office in Detroit? Is there a new front office in Detroit? Because they right now are killing it. I love it.
Obviously, you think about the jump up to Ohio State. A lot was expected of him. He was going to be a hole filler. He was an immediate starter.
I love it. I think that he's got some of the best hands of any of the interior offensive linemen. He's got great power. This is a good pick, man. Like, Detroit's killing it. Like, Detroit and Jacksonville, I think, are really kind of like neck and neck right now. Maybe my favorite's Arizona. But Arizona's only done 2 picks. Detroit might have my favorite draft. It's probably Baltimore. But they're definitely in my top 5. Detroit's 100% in my top 5. Good job. Jeff Okudah, DeAndre Swift, Julian Okwari, Jonah Jackson. 3 J's, 1 D. Pause. You got your boy Bob Quinn over here, extremely excited that he was able to pull off the trade and get Jonah Jackson, and he should be. Now, only thing I could really say is maybe get possibly, you know, add on to that defensive line maybe, and maybe draft. Man, I really don't know. Detroit's killing it. Doesn't live up to the hype. I don't think they've used him right on defense with him, Tease Tabor, Slay. We should have had a great defense. Well, you guys are getting better team now. Jesus. Keyshawn Vaughn. I really like Keyshawn Vaughn. I'm a lot higher than than most people, but there's still a few running backs I like more that were still there, like Zach Moss, like J.J. Taylor. But I still like Anthony McFarland still a little bit over Keyshawn Vaughn too, but I really like Keyshawn Vaughn. He's got a ton of potential. That's a sneaky pick right there for Tampa. What's Tampa done? They got Tristan Wirfs. Who else did they get here? I'm sure that they'll bring them up. They got Antoine Winfield Jr. Tampa's having a phenomenal draft. I hate to see where I'm going to end up ranking these teams because I don't think the Steelers are going to be very high. Unfortunately. Seattle, Vegas, and probably Chicago are some of my least favorites just because Chicago used their first pick on a tight end.
Multiple 1,000-yard rushing seasons. And what have we said about Tampa Bay? We like the defense. We like the weapons that Tom Brady has thrown to. Maybe we can get a little upgrade in the running game, and maybe they believe they've done that with Keyshawn Vaughn running back.
I still would have picked Zach Moss, though.
I know one person who thinks he's done that. That's Jason Light, the Buccaneers general manager. High fives all the way around.
I was very scared that the Bucs GM was also going to kiss his son in the mouth because we know that Tom Brady does it. I was very worried. Jordan Elliott's still out there. That's an underrated defensive tackle. Cam Dantzler. I don't know how many people believe that Cam Dantzler's 40 was actually true when he did the virtual 40 and ran like a 4.6 or something, and then all of a sudden he ran like a 4.2 something at his virtual combine. I'm not buying. The Broncos here are drafting, and they went wide receiver, so nothing would make me happier than if they went wide receiver. Let's just get every wide receiver you can. Wish they could pay Slay, have 2 corners, push a plus Tabor as a third, then give the front 7 for all of the out-rush quarterbacks. Would have to take a sack, throw a pick, or throw it away. Take them ahead. Yeah, I am surprised. I mean, obviously Slay and Patricia didn't mesh. I don't know how much longer Patricia's going to be there. And with this draft, I think it says a lot for Patricia because if Patricia isn't able to get this team to a serious improvement, then he's got to go. They've added some good talent here. I mean, they got worse in the cornerback position, this year. I think for the future, obviously, they're going to be better with Okudah. But, replacing Darius Slay is basically impossible at this exact moment. Like I said, make the playoffs or he's gone. It's 100% fair. I think that's 100% fair. Same with GM. Bob Quinn looks excited about this draft. I think he's absolutely killing this draft. I think the Lions were a few pieces away, and I never really considered the Lions as a smart front office, but they were a few pieces away from being a playoff contender, not a Super Bowl contender. And the Lions fans are getting on me. Every time I'm talking to them on their subreddit, seeing how they're feeling about their team, they always think that they're a serious contender. It never happens. I'm always the dickhead that's talking to them, being like, all right, guys, I'm coming back, here to talk to you. I said you guys were going to be absolute crap. You guys thought that you guys were going to win the Super Bowl. I was right. You guys were wrong. How do you guys feel about it? Because that's what I do for my videos. And they're never happy about it. But the Lions fans are actually smart fans. They're just maybe too optimistic. So I think that, make the playoffs or he's gone for the GM, and Patricia is exactly what the Lions should be doing. So, hey, who's the Lions owner? Because maybe he's a smart guy. Martha Firestone Ford? That's a wild name. Oh, she was the one doing the thing last year for like the Thanksgiving games. I remember.
They have gone full offensive weapons for Drew Lock so early in this draft, getting Jerry Judy in the first
Whew.
round.
It's the Ford family. They're from Akron, Ohio. Well, I guess that makes sense because Ford was started in Ohio. Lions and Browns fans are the same. It's always their year. And so, yeah. Yeah. And Steelers are very similar. They're very diluted or delusional. But we're typically at least contending. But I don't even think that we can ever see when the future may be falling. As much as everyone hated the Jordan Love pick, I can already see that Green Bay's looking for the future. I don't think that Pittsburgh has even had that kind of thought, even when Ben's elbow gets destroyed.
The Denver Broncos select Michael Ojemudia, defensive back.
Denver takes Michael Ojemudia from Iowa. That was an interesting pick. That's a bit of a reach there. We still have Bryce Hall.
What kind of career could Ojemudia engineer in Denver?
We still who we got still? We still have Bryce Hall. We still have Darnay Holmes. Still have Cam Dantzler. I know I was just talking a little bit of crap towards Cam Dantzler. We still have Troy Pride Jr. So Jim Moody is probably like a top 15 corner in this draft class. So I think that drafting him in the third round is a little high. This was a day 3 guy for me. Maybe round 5.
Probably 20 to 25 slots in my opinion, because I didn't see him being a third-round pick based on tape. I had him at a fifth-round grade, bumped him up.
Okay, Milkiver just said from his tape, he had a 5th-round grade. I don't really remember him excelling at the combine. He said his combine really helped. I don't really remember his combine. And I did all the combine videos. I thought this was like 5th round. I didn't think I was going to have to talk about Ojemudia this fast. Okay, well, ESPN's hyping up that he's a very smart guy, so shouts to his brains. I'm struggling in Italian right now if he wants to help me. Gallimore for the Falcons. Gallimore for whoever else is picking next would be my choice. Like, until he is picked, he would be my choice. He would be terrific for the Falcons, actually. Not another wide receiver for the Broncos. I'm upset, bro. He would have made me so happy.
Why we're doing this draft very differently instead of in a very large place in Las Vegas. Here now, the doctor.
Hey, Atlanta.
They continuously are having doctor talks, so shout outs to all the doctors.
Tell you, we got this. We have the best public health departments in the entire country. Here in Atlanta, we know what to do. Be safe. Please stay home. But there's hope. From the donated supplies to the cheers coming from the city towers. We do feel the love.
So I could see Neville Gallimore going here.
We always rise up.
Oh, man, that defensive line, after Gallimore really falls, this makes me so nervous for the Steelers now because the Steelers need a defensive lineman now. They need to trade up at this point, I think. Because he's not going to be there at 102 or 104. Matt Hennessy, I liked his combine a ton. Offensive lineman from Temple. I really liked his stuff. Went back, watched his tape. I'm a fan of him. He was just outside my my top 10 for offensive linemen. And I was a little bit cruel when I did this, and I didn't put that it was offensive tackle, offensive guards, and offensive centers, guards, and tackles. Because if I did, he would have probably been in my top 5 centers in this draft class. So I really like that pick. They're continuously trying to build up that line, and I think that they're not ready to give up on the guys that they just got last year. However, I think that when they got Christian Lindstrom, the guard, last year, I was really high on him being a second-round pick. He was one of my sleepers, and then he gets drafted top 15, 16. And then I'm not as high on it, and that happened a lot with this draft this year as well. And then they ended up getting Caleb McGarry, as an offensive tackle last year as well. So they went offensive line for both first-round picks, and I really didn't like McGarry's tape, and he really struggled as well. So now they're getting a center here. They're continuously trying to boost up that offensive line. Unfortunately, though, I think that they may have whiffed on at least one of those picks already. So them continuously just trying to read, like, you know, if they whiffed on McGarry, okay, then go draft a tackle in the second round, third round next year, and we just kind of forget about it. You know, you give them a chance, they didn't work, kind of forget about it. Why is this guy's internet connection, Thomas Dimitrov, internet connection sucks too. He's really trying to make his kid excited, and his kid's like, "Look, my guy, I just can't be excited about a center from Temple. I'm sorry. It's cool that his name's Tennessee, but it doesn't excite me. It's the most boring pick, and it is." Hennessy on a new drink of choice. I should have been drinking or doing something right now because I would have made it much more entertaining. I'm doing that next year. Get a gigantic Zoom call and everyone just gets drunk, and by round 7, it's gonna be absolutely ununderstandable. Donovan Peoples-Jones for the Jets. Darnold would love it. Honestly, I think the Jets, I mean, they went wide receiver already with Denzel Mims, but they still need a wide receiver bad. Like, they have nobody. I still can't remember his name. I didn't remember his name last time, so I'm going to look it up so I am not disrespecting him anymore. But they paid him, and I thought it was questionable to pay him. He went off. Quincy Enunwa. That's it. Jesus. That name evaded me for 2 whole days. Quincy Enunwa got paid, and he is not a number 1 wide receiver. I don't think he's probably a number 2 wide receiver. I think he's probably number 3 wide receiver. Now they get Mims, they still need a guy. So getting a wide receiver here, someone like Donovan Peoples-Jones, who I think has crazy upside, that'd be great. New year, every pick you get wrong, take a drink. That's a death sentence. I would just stop making predictions because then I would be dead by like pick 9. I'm not a guy that gets a lot of picks right. I'll have to watch back my video that I did of the mock draft because I was like very certain trying to make everything work to make it the most logical draft I could. And I got the first 2 picks right, but then I had like the Chargers trading up, which technically, I mean, well, that's not even true because the Chargers didn't get Tua. Miami didn't get Herbert. I got the Jeff Okudah to Detroit, correct. I had the Giants taking Isaiah Simmons. I had the Panthers ended up getting Derek Brown at 15 because I didn't think that as many people were that interested in Derek Brown. I had Denver moving up to 7 to get Jerry Jeudy. So if you flip that, the right team did get the right player right there. It was just at the different picks. Did I have anybody else correct? I want to say I had Jacksonville with C.J. Henderson. Definitely didn't have Arizona with Isaiah Simmons. Okay. So the Jets are going to take. All right, so they took Zuniga. I like that. He's the best edge rusher here. They could use some sacks. Pause. And I think that they could still very much use more line help, and they could very much still use another wide receiver. But I think with the value right there, I love that value. Yeah, very good pick here for the Jets. So I like the Jets draft so far outside of that Mekhi Becton pick. I know there's a lot of people high on Becton. Khalid Kareem going tonight. I don't think so. But then again, man, we still have how many picks? How many picks do we still have left?
His mother told him to do it, and he was going to do what his mother said. So there you see.
Okay, so we still have 26 picks. Genuinely, you could say Mike Glass is going tonight. And I'd be like, maybe at this point. Mike Glass is the quarterback for Liberty.
He was also a track star and a hurdling sensation for the the Cal Bears.
By the way, surprised Antonio Golden Gandy isn't being talked about right now. What did he do? Okay, he had a great combine. He's got a great route tree.
Well, now the Raiders are on the clock, and of course that's where we were supposed to be for the draft. But again, the commissioner making the announcement last night that the 2022 draft will indeed
2022 draft being in Las Vegas, but it doesn't matter. Oh, next year I'm not going to be doing this because next year I'm going to be in Cleveland, actually doing just being at the NFL draft itself. Yo, is there a fake John Gruden bodyguard right now? Nah. ESPN, you got to go back. What was that? Was that John Gruden as a bodyguard next to John Gruden? Is this Halloween? Is he trying to one-up Mike Vrabel? Oh, this is sad.
He's very happy to see the Raiders come to his hometown, and we're just all so excited to welcome the Raiders to our city. Go Raiders!
Thad Moss to the Steelers. I love Thad Moss. However, I don't think he's going to be picked till about round 5. I just don't think that the tight ends are valued very high here. But I would love it because we need a tight end that can actually block. We told Eric Ebron that, hey, we want you to do everything except block. All right, so now we need a tight end that blocks. Lynn Bowden, wide receiver. I think that there's probably about 5 wide receivers better, in my personal opinion. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. I didn't know that, child. So that.
Or you could call him what they had in play last year, which was quarterback. He was one of the best dual threat quarterbacks coming out of high school. And Lewis looked, he was supposed to
Browns traded back again. Why?
But then, of course, they had some injuries. They asked him to go back and play quarterback, and he set all kinds of rushing records for the Wildcats this year.
Yeah, I think wide receiver is where he'll ultimately wind up in the NFL, and he will work primarily in the slot, as you see on the screen. Because that's where he
So Raiders pick here, and then they pick it. This, unfortunately, this is where I think that Neville Gallimore goes. We could see trying to slot somebody to the Raiders. Kevon Wallace, maybe. Tanner Muse. I don't think Tanner Muse is going to be drafted this high, though. Geno Stone's still out there. I'm going to say Neville Gallimore, but keep your eye out on Geno Stone. The Raiders are wild, bro. Just get wide receiver, corner, wide receiver. Okay, so what's my guy over here looking like? What's going on right there? That's definitely like his brother or his son. He looks like John Gruden as a bodyguard. That is wild. Who's sitting there just in the kitchen watching? It's always been one of my personal dreams to have a TV in the kitchen. I almost had a kitchen on the TV.
Came from a very rough upbringing in Youngstown, Ohio, where he saw a lot of stuff at a very, very early age. The homicide rate in Youngstown, Ohio is about 7 times the national average.
Homicide rate in Youngstown, Ohio is 7 times national average.
For the Raiders.
Go us.
Find a way to get him on the field and use his very unique skill set. Meanwhile, let's go.
Terrell Burgess. I would think he has to be picked in the 3rd round. That's a good player right there.
In the 2020 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Brian Edwards.
Yo, the Raiders are so wild. No wide receiver on that roster is safe anymore. No wide receiver that is currently on the Raiders as of 2 days ago is safe. Maybe Terrell Williams because he got paid. That's about it. Hunter Renfrow got to be sweating right now. This is what Raiders is doing some shit, man.
He's somebody that's going to play that X receiver on the outside at the next level. You line him up, he wins with physicality at the line of scrimmage. You see his ball skills with the one-handed snag against Tennessee. He reminds me a lot of Chris Godwin when he was coming out of college. I think this kid has that type of ability. And when you look at now what the Oakland Raiders have done, Henry Ruggs to be their Z receiver, somebody that can really take the top off the defense. Then you come back with Bowden, who can be a wildcat quarterback, gadget guy, use him in the slot, put him on the opposite side in the slot.
Chase Claypool got his.
And now you've got Brian Edwards.
I love Chase Claypool. I raved about him in my video on the combine. I loved it. He had one of the best combines there was, but also worries me a little bit because when I went back, I didn't love him as much as I loved him at the combine on his tape, and that's what I care the most about. And Pittsburgh continuously reiterated tape.
At the combine, and basically 1/4 of his catches at Alabama were touchdowns. Somewhat questioned about that move for Damon Arnett in the first round, but then they get Linebacker Jr. and then Brian Edwards in back-to-back selections. John Gruden Company, there you see his son Deuce there in the background. You might imagine, yes, he is a power lifter. Mike Mayock Company checking in on what's going on from another room. Meanwhile, it is now the Cowboys that are on the clock, and let's see where the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, and Jerry Jones go with their next selection.
Okay. Cowboys with a steal. Who is this? Neville Gallimore, isn't it? It's Neville Gallimore. Fuck. We're 22 picks away.
Neville Gallimore is a
We're 22 picks away.
prospect. He's a native of Ottawa, Ontario, but he also has Jamaican roots from his parents. And you take a look.
Jesse Palmer and Nate Burleson. Shouts to Nate Burleson, N'Keal Harry, Chase Claypool. Man, we could have just had the whole Canadian draft. I would have been for it. I would have been like, oh, Canada. John Pearson.
So he had to go to a different Canada high school called Canada Prep in St. Catharines. That was 5 hours away, but Booker, that put him on the map, and that got him to
Neville Gallimore going at 82 to the Cowboys when they got a steal in CeeDee Lamb. Phenomenal draft for the Dallas Cowboys.
He wants to get up the field. If you double team, he knows how to get off and take sideline to sideline. But in this new defensive scheme that Mike Nolan is going to bring, you need the guy that has that lateral ability to chase the ball carry down.
The Cowboys selected anybody. They got Trayvon Diggs. Jesus Christ. They got three guys I thought could be in the first round. I love the Cowboys draft.
So 2 Sooners in the Cowboys draft class, including CeeDee Lamb, the wide receiver in the first round.
How's it only 10:40? I'm exhausted. I barely slept. I had 2 finals to do after the live stream. Can't be. Case, I hate to break it to you, bro, but we're talking John Pearson is by far the best from across the board. It's not even close at this point. And best looking by far. I mean, that's not even a question. Colts at 85, take Eason. I got 84. Don't sleep at 84. The Rams are trying to put some pressure on Jared Goff's neck right now. But no, I think that you're probably actually right. It's going to be the Colts at 85, taking Jacob Eason. Terrific fit. 87 if they don't. New England Patriots. I see them as more of a Jake Fromm destination. But they could go Jacob Eason. Colts make a lot of sense with Eason. It would unfortunately make Casey happy. Really hate the Colton guy. Well, everyone does. That's no question. Gotta say with the across the board members, the best it would rank as John, Trayshawn, Abby. Casey's maybe like 7th or 8th. Jacob Eason, Jake Fromm still left. How has someone got James? How has Mel got James Morgan over Cole McDonald? Cole McDonald's an interesting one. My top 10 was Joe Burrow, Tua, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Jacob Eason, Jake Fromm, Cole McDonald, Nate Stanley, and Tyler Huntley. No one talked about Tyler Huntley. I liked him from Utah, man. I liked him a lot. I think he'd be perfect in Chicago. Round 6, round 7, he'd be great. That's why across the board is better pod. Better pod than what? Is that a shot at I'm Telling Dad? That's also a great pod. New episode. Top 5. Best TV and worst TV and movie siblings. See, you guys would think that you know who's the obvious top 5 TV and movie siblings, but you don't. I guarantee you're going to forget one like I did. Me and Colton's pod, not across the board. You and Colton would have the most uninteresting pod of all time.
You are the heroes who get our country through this.
Also, give a special shout out to all the hardworking healthcare workers. We appreciate it.
Calais Campbell always been a good dude. Shaquille Charles going to be a great pick. Someone if he slips tomorrow. I would assume that he would be picked tonight, but by the way that this is going, I don't think that I like him and Ben Barch. I think those are really the only 2 offensive tackles that kind of interest me in 3rd round, maybe 4th round. Now, if we're going, 6th or 7th, fine. But Charles and Ben Barch are really the 2 tackles that are left that really interest me. So I think that he'd be an absolute steal. If he's going, 4th round, 5th round, be an absolute steal. Well, our main guess is always not John. I don't even know what that sentence even meant. Broncos win the draft. In case you can't spell Broncos, who are we going with here? Lloyd Cushenberry. Terrific. All right. So finally, now we know that Lloyd Cushenberry didn't actually murder somebody, but you would have thought that he did by the way that everyone disrespected them. Broncos having a tremendous draft. They went wide receiver, and they said, hey, Drew Lock, spit the Jeezy verse again? Okay, get you another wide receiver. He drops some passes, but he's still good. What did they get in the 2nd round? I don't remember. I think it was good. Or 3rd round. Whoever it wasn't a wide receiver. I was a little disappointed by it, but it was a good pick. Now they get Cushenberry. Great offensive lineman to get there. I think that he is an absolute steal at round 3. And again, I'm high on Charles. I'm high on that LSU line. I may have even been higher on Charles than Damian Lewis, who was picked in the 2nd round. So, this is a really good job from Denver. And he is going to be awesome with Mike Munchak. We're talking about a starting center for years, I think.
Well, we'll see what happens. And by the way, there you see it split away for Clyde Edwards-Helaire there. That was the first round of the Chiefs. And he's not going to be the last offensive line.
I think Lloyd Cushenberry, you could have made an argument for 1st round. I probably prefer Cesar Ruiz, but I think he's absolutely the 2nd best center. And he was in my top 10 offensive linemen. I think he was 6th. My 6th offensive lineman going in the 3rd round. It's insane. A lot going to come out week 1 to El Diablo. And listen, if he does that, QB1. He's over Pat Mahomes. Over Pat Mahomes. He won't be over Pat Mahomes. He'll be 2nd. I'm a little scared, though, about Drew Lock, if I'm being honest. If we can have an honest conversation about Drew Lock, I'm a little worried. I want to love him, but he had just a few good games, and I'm just a little worried that. I mean, but Denver's in this good position where they don't know if he's great or not, and if he sucks, then they can go get Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. Sean McVay looks so upset. And he looked that upset when it was still daylight out. He looks like he is stressing today. Terrell Lewis, outside linebacker from Alabama. Okay. I mean, that's actually decent value right there. What outside linebackers were still left out there? I feel like there was a few of them that I preferred over him. Troy Dye still out there, and Malik Harrison's still out there. So, in the end, I like the value here at round 3, but ultimately, I think that there was a few better players than Lewis. But it's not a bad pick. It's a good player. It's at least a good player. So I can't say that for some of these picks in the 3rd round, in my opinion. Like when they took the corner out of Iowa. It's just questionable.
Whether it's the opponent is big time like LSU or even in Arkansas, he was still bringing the heat. It didn't matter. So he wasn't a guy who just played in spurts. The key is keeping him on the field.
All right, Indy. I got to think Jacob Eason here. Block is just a fun guy. Has every chance to be a man with how they're building around him. Rams are having a weird draft. They really are. I think Sean McVay looks very upset. So he's cussing somebody out right now. But yeah, Locke, I'm rooting for him so much, but I had a lot of questions about him coming into the draft. And I had kind of ranked him the same way I had ranked Justin Herbert because, a lot of people thought that Justin Herbert was going out. And that was about where I had Locke, was with Herbert. Sean McVay, why are you trying to show your dick, bro? We have the same pair of shorts, by the way. Shout out to Sean McVay. We're wearing the same shorts. Should I just get like a nice, crisp black tee just to rock this with you? Just kind of just go around in my bachelor pad. I don't have the bachelor pad you have, Sean. Chill. They couldn't even get all of the Colts fans there. That's how. Julian Blackmon, safety out of Utah. Really? Okay, that's a little bit of a reach. I really thought they were going to go quarterback, but does this explain the Malik Hooker being on the trade block? I think that this may show that Malik Hooker is actually on the trade block. I think that's a dumb choice from the Colts to trade Malik Hooker if he's actually on the trade block, but there's got to be something going on that's deeper than that because Hooker's his only issue is that he doesn't stay healthy, but if he can stay healthy, he is a Pro Bowl caliber safety.
I think this is maybe a little bit of a punishment for that ACL, but overall, Minneapolis Colts betting he's going to get back to full health and they're going to see this player again.
And the safety has injury concerns. I would just be riding with Hooker. That's interesting. I like the Colts 2 picks. That one I'm a little confused on. I'm a little skeptical on that one.
Over 6,000 yards, the first running back ever to have 6,000 yards in less than 4 full seasons. Time to take a look at Mel's best available. Mel, this time we're looking at quarterbacks, and we're seeing some different names pop up here, including James Morgan and Cole McDonald.
Listen, okay, so the best available quarterbacks, I think by a mile it's Jacob Eason, and then I think it's Jake Fromm, Cole McDonald. Then they have James Morgan and Steven Montez. Don't believe that whatsoever. Steven Montez had bad tape, man. Like, it was bad. I wouldn't draft Steven Montez. I wouldn't draft James Morgan either. Hey, they had to let the dog in. A beautiful lab right there. Oh, they got 2 dogs. Jake Fromm's family got 2 dogs. They also got like a second living room where people's in, and they're talking. I don't know how many people are in this house. Jake Fromm, are you hiding people in your house? It's not social distancing, my man. Terry Phillips for the Bills. Need to add to their O-line. There's some good O-line that I like more, like Lucas Niang. I'm so surprised that he's still there. Lloyd Cushenberry isn't there anymore. Prince Tega. Okay, they went Zach Moss. I thought that they were going to go running back, second round? When we all thought that J.K. Dobbins could be right there. Now they get Zach Moss in the 3rd round. I like that. I like that a lot for Buffalo. Shouts, I think Zach Moss is going to be a good player in the NFL, man.
Went to Utah, and he did all kinds of great things for them. He finished his 4 seasons at Utah with school career records for carries, rushing yards, 100-yard rushing game, rushing touchdowns, and total touchdowns. Last season, he left the Utes with 1,460.
Okay, so now we're on to New England.
15 rushing touchdowns. Listen, he did everything he could for the Utes.
So now we're on to New England. I'm going to continue to say, hey, Jacob Eason, probably the smartest pick there. Donovan Peoples-Jones would make a lot of sense. I'd like Nick Harris from Washington. I'm a fan of him. Tyler Piadis. I think it's going to be one of those guys. Browns. The Browns have just been trading down so much. They haven't got their linebacker, have they? And they still have the chance to get Malik Harrison. Troutman tight end here if it's not Eason. That's actually a good shout. I didn't think tight end. Tight end's an obvious need for the Patriots. Troutman's probably the second best tight end. Troutman or Hunter Bryant. I think that there's an argument there, but I think that Troutman's just technically very, very sound. So I would probably say that he would be the logical pick for them if they end up going tight end.
It's all good now, Moss family. Smile and enjoy it as you are on your way as Zach Moss is going to Buffalo. Meanwhile, back to the New England Patriots. Ladies and gentlemen, triple box. We see.
Why do they all look like they just got have like a condo table? Like they got the condo chairs. What's going on with Bill Belichick, Bob Kraft? The Nick dude just looked like he got an attic. Like he's just upstairs. His family's already yelled for him. The dinner's ready. He's trying to tell his family that, look, this is very important right now.
We know at some point they're going to take.
I want to see like somebody playing Uno. You know what I mean? Just be like, oh, like what if Bill Belichick's just sitting there playing Uno? That'd be dope. I think if the Patriots end up not going quarterback at all in this draft, I think that they have to go Cam Newton. All right, the Patriots fan, obviously. If you're going to do it, make it real. Have the Patriots fans just flipping them off. Just be honest. Anthony Jennings, outside linebacker, right after Terrell Lewis. Okay. I mean, the only thing that I understand from this, again, I don't understand the value for this, but I can understand a guy that can play multiple positions. And like I was saying before with the Patriots, they're an interchangeable defense that has, guys playing multiple positions and multiple schemes. He fits that bill. But in terms of value, I just didn't see it there. Oh, my God. By the way, that clip that they just showed is the other player who's after Jennings gets the sack on Joe Burrow, nearly at the goal line for a safety, by the way. The other dude just attempts to crush Joe Burrow's neck. They did just get Josh Uche, so I don't like that pick even more. They really could have used the tight end right here. Well, they can get tight end later. Actually, they're fine on tight end just because it's tight end. This tight end draft sucks. I could have went corner here, someone like Bryce Hall. I could have got a Malik Harrison, inside linebacker. The Browns, are they finally actually going to draft? Browns, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Devin Duvernay. I'm going to say it's Malik Harrison, but there's a good shot that could be Donovan Peoples-Jones or Devin Duvernay. That has to be what the Browns are thinking, linebacker or wide receiver, right?
Hold on 1 second. Okay. Safe driver save 40%. Guys, check it out. Safe driver save 40%.
Also, wouldn't be the worst pick if Browns went Lucas Niang, just have some backup at tackle.
Safe driver save 40%. It is. That's safe driver save 40%. Right there. It's right here. Hey, that's totally it.
Safe drivers do save 40%. Click or call.
The commercial from Allstate was really, really dumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are 14 picks away from the Pittsburgh Steelers drafting. This is the pick that we got for losing Le'Veon Bell.
Plans start at just $35, so your family can mix, match, and save. Shop online today, only at Verizon.
After this, I have still 2 more finals to do. Yeah, still 2 more finals. Finals week going into the NFL draft has not been good for my sleep schedule. Andy Reid winning the Super Bowl is just awesome. If you can't root for Andy Reid, I don't know what's going on with you. Has to be a backer or wide receiver. It has to be. I'm going to guess that's Malik Hooker. I think this makes the most obvious sense. Sorry if I make you guys young. I'm saying you guys it's not very few people in here.
Well, glad you're with us as we continue to power.
Dope. Bleacher Report's doing it. 16,000 people watching them. Fuck you guys.
Hope you and yours are safe and happy wherever you are. The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I put that photo of Jalen Hurts where it's Steelers, Colts, Bears, and Jaguars. None of them picked Jalen Hurts.
There you see Andrew Berry, the executive vice president and general manager, and Stefanski. Relax,
Kevin Stefanski grabbing his junk.
Where do we think Cleveland goes?
Kevin Stefanski is grabbing his junk. Kevin Stefanski was grabbing his junk. Pass it on. Kevin Stefanski was grabbing his junk.
And that has been the theme. 18 of 87 picks have been either LSU or Alabama players. So congratulations, Cleveland, for summing up what the 2020 draft has become. Now, what are we thinking?
Well, and it's pivotal that these two guys, Will's moving to left tackle is critical because Jack Conklin's the right tackle. Of course, we think Will's has that skill set to be able to do it. That's going to be key to Baker Mayfield and that offense really clicking. And you think about a guy like Grant Delpit. Grant Delpit's got to play like he did 2 years ago. If the ankle injury was the only factor that prevented him from playing at that level, then you got yourself a great pick. You got to steal because
Browns have had a phenomenal draft right here. Jedrick Wills, Grant Delpit.
Some of that you couldn't excuse away. So again, Grant Delpit's a pivotal guy. They're rolling the dice here. I don't know they problem with the second round pick of Delpit. Because like I say, if you see him revert back to that 4 he showed 2 years ago, then you got yourself maybe a Pro Bowl caliber safety. If Wills can be the left tackle, you got something going on offense.
Yeah, I think that as long as these two dudes can stay healthy, this is 2 dangerous Pro Bowlers, man. But then again, what do I know? Because I was super high on Jabril Peppers. I was like the biggest Jabril Peppers fan. That draft was Pat Mahomes was my dude. Jabril Peppers was like in my top 5. I think Deshaun Watson was 2nd or 3rd. Marshawn Lattimore was like 2nd or 3rd. I had him really, really high. Myles Garrett was like 4th. I might have had Garrett 2nd. I had Garrett, or I had Mahomes, Peppers, Lattimore, Garrett. I was really high on Derek Barnett that year too.
Who have had a lot of talented players on that roster over the last 2 seasons and find a way to put it together and make a cohesive team out of all of those players. And again, it's worth noting this is going to be a very pivotal year in Baker Mayfield's
I was all in on Peppers, but I'm also a Michigan fan, so I'm biased. No, dude, like that's not even biased. Like I was legit like, yo, this dude's going to be like – I'm now doing a tier where I keep trying to change it because I keep trying to get like the most rarest thing. But basically it was like I think that I was calling it the blue diamond because like the blue diamond is like the most rare. And it was like the Hall of Fame guys. And I was like, I had put Peppers in that category with Mahomes. I put Nick Bosa in that now. I had put Quentin Williams in there, and I'm a little scared now because Quentin Williams was there last year.
With the 88th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Jordan Elliott.
Jordan Elliott, defensive tackle, Missouri. I like this pick, beefing up that defensive line. However, I definitely thought that a wide receiver, a linebacker would have made more sense here. Just, I like Elliott, but why not go Malik Hooker here? Interesting pick. I mean, it's not a bad one. That's the thing. When you're getting a good player, I'm not going to be too harsh on it. And I think that Jordan Elliott is better than, the 88th player. He's in the top 88, in my opinion. So, not bad. I'm mad at it. It's very much how I feel about the Chase Claypool pick, I like it. I think that there's a few better pieces out there. Still like it. Still a good player. I'm not as high on it as I am Jedrick Wills and Grant Delpit. I'll tell you, I love those picks. But Jordan Elliott at 88 is still pretty good. Browns having a good draft. Offensive line here for Minnesota. Now the defensive tackles, the defensive line's kind of getting a little bit smaller and smaller in terms of value. Wild that Lucas Niang is still here.
Then to Texas, then Michigan, then signed with the Longhorns, and again, Pittsburgh to Missouri. So he had some thoughts about where he wanted to play his college ball. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings pick is in. Let's go back to the commissioner. Go, baby.
With the 89th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Cameron Dantzler.
Cam Dantzler didn't just draft a corner in the first round. Yeah, they drafted Jeff Gladney. So I guess that they're just trying to get extra. I mean, they still have Xavier Rhodes, but they're trying to get extra depth there. Cam Dantzler is a good potential pick, in my opinion. He's got some issues, but that's why you're picking him in the 3rd round. So I don't think he's as fast as what he's going to try to tell you here. But I don't think that he's necessarily as slow as what his combine was. I think it's just kind of, the truth is somewhere a little bit in the middle. But he's a decent corner. I think that he doesn't have the best hips, but he's a decent corner. He's a decent coverage guy. He gets lost a little bit. I don't know. I think if people are saying that he's not a third-round pick, or even if he wasn't a second-round pick off of the combine, that doesn't bother me too much. I think that the combine, you can just have a bad day at the combine, and you don't actually run a 4.7 or whatever. Because I remember, I think he ran like a 4.68 or something, and people were really down on it. And yeah, that's definitely not good, and that definitely lost him a few $1 million. But look at the tape. And Bill O'Brien is going like this, and that's exactly what should be always remembered as Bill O'Brien is. Bill O'Brien is just going, I don't know, because that's what it looks like. He is cussing right now. He is going off. Bill O'Brien is going off right now. He is upset. Does he just now realize that he traded DeAndre Hopkins? Just now? There's actual still Houston Texans fans after they set their team on fire. Jonathan Grenard, the linebacker from Florida. Okay, that's different. I was a little bit higher on Grenard last year than I was this year because I just heard about him. So I just kind of heard through the grapevine about him. But then when I actually watched him, I wasn't all that impressed. Hopefully they get a backer at 97. Man, the Browns still got picks. Troy Pride has to be a pick for these next few teams. Don't like this pick for the Texans. Pats trade up. I'm not a big fan of this for the Texans either. Again, I had heard about Grenard. That's when a lot of these guys, like Jamie Newman, right? Quarterback. I've heard about him. I've heard good things, but then I haven't went and go watch his tape. I might do so afterwards. I might do so after this draft and after all of the draft is done. Kind of try to get back into my 2021 bag. But I usually don't do a ton of watching tape and stuff until I'm trying to keep it cool. I don't usually do a ton of watching tape until around the Senior Bowl. So I'm a little late than most people on it. But, through Twitter and through just watching games, I have certain guys I pick. I'll have them written down. I'll put them in a Google Doc. I'll kind of assess who they are. So I get connected to certain guys. Jordan Love was one of them this year that I didn't know about. I probably knew about him about a year and a half ago. So the Patriots trade back up. Bill Belichick, where is your dog? That is what I am interested in. Where is your dog, Bill Belichick? I am also sitting on a chair that has zero back to it. As you guys can see, it's just a stool. It's tight end. That would make the most sense, right? It would absolutely make the most sense. Troy Pride's still there, and also Bryce Hall's still there. There's still some decent corners there. Yo, Goodell, he's just slumped right now. Who just got picked? Devin Asiasi from UCLA. I didn't like his combine. I didn't really watch too much of him. I think I watched legitimately only 2 games for him. So he is one of the most guys I am unknowledgeable about, but I wasn't big on his combine. So I didn't watch everybody's tape. I don't even know how much tape. I think I might have only had 2 game access to, because some of these guys, I unfortunately, from the people I get the tape from, they don't have every game. So I don't remember watching too much of his tape. And when I'm not super big, he doesn't have a big name, I'm not super big on his combine and stuff, I can just go, okay, I'm okay with not watching his tape, and if he becomes a star, that's on me. That I should have watched one more guy. At some point, I got to cut off because if I watch Mike Glass from Liberty or whatever, it's not going to be as I'm going to spend forever doing this stuff. So I'm not really high on these last two picks. I don't know what's going on with New England here. He had a huge game versus USC, was decent at Michigan before transferring to UCLA. Okay, maybe that's why the name sounds more familiar, Devin Oswasi. Maybe I didn't even watch his tape. Maybe I knew that he was a player because he was at Michigan. That's interesting. So, I mean, yeah, maybe that's a guy. All right, so let me write down Devin Oswasi. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, and see if I can go watch his tape afterwards, because I might go be surprised. He might be my next guy. I don't know. Huge game at USC. All right, I'll write down the USC.
Meanwhile, Baltimore is on the clock, and the Ravens' success in 2019 their offense led by NFL MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson. 201 passing yards per game, which was 27th in the NFL. But he also ran for 206 yards per game in the NFL. That was most by a quarterback in the NFL. We have up close and personal look at Eric Costa, the executive VP and GM of the Ravens, and John Harbaugh.
For football, I'm always just more of a USC guy because of Reggie Bush. But I think I remember him at Michigan. I remember seeing him at Michigan, so I don't even know if I watched him at UCLA. Was he a tight end when there was Josh Rosen? Because I remember watching a lot of Rosen's tape. I was high on Rosen. That's one of my biggest L's. Josh Rosen's name is Joshua Bollinger Lippincott Rosen. That's not real. That's fake. That's super fake. There's no way. JBLR. Nah, that's not real. It's not a real name. Okay, Baltimore. Who's Baltimore getting? Let me see who's the top player. Lucas Niang. Makes sense here.
But there's going to be some times where you get stopped running the football and you're going to have to make those plays in the pass game. So would not be surprised if Baltimore somewhere down the road here adds another weapon or two on the outside. Let's take a look.
Yeah, they could get another wide receiver here.
We saw Patrick Queen, which makes all the sense in the world.
Because I mean they've had the best draft. They really have. Patrick Queen, J.K. Dobbins, and Justin Madubuike. And then they're going to get Donovan Peoples-Jones. That's what's going to happen here.
Again, only Archie Griffin ran for more yards at Ohio State than J.K. Dobbins. He was the first Buckeye running back ever to rush for 1,000 yards as a freshman, a sophomore, and a junior, and the first ever to.
They could go defensive tackle.
In one season as well. So,
I mean, look, don't sleep on them just going and getting Malik Harrison and doubling up on linebacker when that was one of its weaker positions.
Try and figure out what they're going to do, and for that, let us go back to the commissioner, Roger Goodell, and find out where the Baltimore Ravens are going to go, and maybe try and get another weapon for Lamar Jackson to use on offense.
I mean, ESPN is just really saying that they need to get a wide receiver, so it sounds like they're getting a wide receiver. Donovan Peoples-Jones has to be.
In the 2020 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Devin Duvernay.
Okay, so they got Devin Duvernay. So it is a wide receiver. I prefer Donovan Peoples-Jones, but really can't fault them for getting Devin Duvernay, especially at this point, 92. Again, I still like KJ Hill more. But this is still a great pick here. Man, Ravens killing it. It's sickening how good they're doing at the draft. I hate it here.
Those were only behind Jordan Shipley in Longhorn history. He's also a track guy, Lewis, which means he's got some explosiveness. Yeah, no question. He is a 100-meter track champion. He's a guy who can absolutely fly, as you see on your screen, sub 10.5 in the 100 meters. And he's somebody who has that run after catch skill where he can show off this 10.5, sub 10.5, 100 meters speed. He works primarily in the slot. This is a game against Utah that he absolutely just tore them up from the slot.
Yeah, it doesn't look like too many people are all that happy with it's looking kind of 50-50. Look like a lot of people wanted J.K. Dobbins, though, for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's someone who can always come up with a big play. He's a got a little touch, but I'll tell you what, he will work at it, and that speed is game-breaking now.
No question, but 4-3. Now, you saw the improvement this year in terms of his hands and his concentration. Eliminated the drops, became much.
Wow, they have a Justin Herbert photo with the Chargers, and they got some Chargers graphics to it, and there's a tweet that says it looks like a Disney Channel original movie ad, and it does, man. Still love the Chargers uniforms, though.
The production was off the charts. Oklahoma State game, he had 12 catches. He had 8 catches against TCU and lastly in those defensive backs. So I think Devin Duvernay is a great pick for Eric DeCosta. This draft overall should excite Ravens fans. More weapons, more pieces for Lamar Jackson to attack defense.
Steelers going to come away with Brian in the 5th or 6th round. He fits that Steelers type mold. John Harbaugh's fired up to get Devin Duvernay. Now, LaMichael, I think, would be an interesting pick for us. I really liked last year's tape over this year's tape. He tried to cut down and weight, and some dudes just, when you're playing physical the way he does, just be big, I'm sure that there's people all the time, and he's definitely nowhere near Jerome Bettis' size or anything. But when people were saying, like, hey, Bettis needs to lose some weight, nah. You use it to your advantage. And I think that LaMichael did that last year with his weight and his strength. He's a strong dude. Or Joshua Kelly. I like Joshua Kelly. UCLA.
Here's the deal. There's no replacing the real Chris Paul. Come on. Just like there's no replacing State Farm.
But personally, right now, I think the top running back is J.J. Taylor. Oh, thanks for the highlight on Devin Asawasi, because I'm going to want to watch what he's got. I'm actually going to watch a little bit of tape right now. Woo! With the insane jump right there. Got the hurdle. He's an athlete, that's for sure. I wonder how he is on blocking. Definitely just, this is a highlight tape, so, usually sweet blocks don't make the highlight tape.
It's just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up and running. I was printing out labels, saving money.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label.
He seems like a very, he seems almost like a wide receiver. Man, that quarterback just struggled right there. That he threw into terrible coverage. That is actually kind of wild that he just caught that ball, because he had to snatch that away from a USC corner. Is this all just USC game? Because he is killing USC. Okay, there we go. Different game. Oh, that quarterback just balls to the walls, huh? He didn't care if it's triple coverage. Yeah, that's where he's throwing.
Sell your stuff from home with Recari, the selling app.
Okay. He can shed a tackler, too. I got some questions about this quarterback, though. They're not good ones.
Stay strong. And if you're able, give for your neighbors who need help the most.
He got quick pop in his hands.
Well, as the draft continues,
Okay. Just watched all of that video. All right. I'm definitely now, I won't trash the Patriots for that pick right there. Also called Devin Duvernay going higher than KJ Hill. Yep. 100%. Can't say I'm too mad about it. I do still prefer KJ Hill, but I think Devin Duvernay, great pick for freaking nearly pick 100. Joshua Kelly rated as Mel's best running back. Wow. I like LaMichael Pirine. I like Darrington Evans more. I like J.J. Taylor more. I like Anthony McFarland more. I think that's about it. I don't mean to shit on Josh Kelly.
They seem to be enjoying it. Joe Douglas getting all kinds of hugs. We talked to Tom Telesco, the Chargers GM, in the pregame show, and he said, I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but I actually really liked it. As you see Bob Quinn there.
You ever just imagine just being a kid whose, dad runs an NFL team? Like, that's so, like, foreign to me that just, like, that doesn't even make sense.
It's been unusual, but it's also been a lot of fun, and you're seeing a different level of how the draft is put together. That's Jason Light, obviously with his kids.
Like, I didn't even know anyone growing up that had any, like, that did anything with that. So that's just wild. Cliff is living Gordon Bombay when Hendricks put him in the Malibu house. Mighty Ducks.
Patrick Mahomes, I'm trying to have a grip like Cliff. Tyrann Mathieu, no wonder they couldn't afford me anymore. Oh, the honey badger with a dagger. Tyrann, I think you're okay with it because you got a Super Bowl ring out of it. Let's just say Cliff's house is going to be the one thing we were.
Cliff's house is ridiculous.
With the 93rd pick in the 2020 NFL.
I mean, he has to live in Arizona.
Tennessee Titans select Darrington Evans.
Darrington Evans right here from Tennessee. I did say a few rounds ago that, Tennessee could actually make sense going with a running back. Just take some of the load off of Derrick Henry. And this dude is a powerful runner. I love that he doesn't stop. He went to the same school as Raheem Mostert. Okay, that's cool. His mom got diagnosed with cancer last July. There are so many of these stories that are so sad. But I really like him. I kind of was watching him towards the end of my evaluation of so I only watched his tape like last week. So if you gave me more time, I might be higher on him than I am right now. But I think that he made my running back top 10. I think he was 10th. No, I think he was 11th. I think I put him as my first honorable mention. But genuinely, with after about 7, 8 to like 12 are very interchangeable to me. I want to cry anytime an Appalachian player gets drafted. This team will haunt me forever. I personally, anytime I see an App State player get drafted, I love them because that win over Michigan was absolutely beautiful. That's when I loved college football. Like we had the Reggie Bush years, Santonio Holmes, Ted Ginn, A.J. Hawk. All those guys meant so much to me. I want to say it was just a few years after that the App State win happened. It may have been even before that, but I want to say it was like 2009, around that time. That was so good. Just seeing, Michigan was so like respected and dominant that they were right there with Ohio State for a long time, and it felt like after that loss to Appalachian State, like a little bit of their like lust and legacy dropped a little bit. God, it's so nice. Who was the quarterback? Dude with the dreads. Who was their quarterback at that time? Appalachian State quarterback. I'm just going to say Appalachian State beat Michigan. That has to be the biggest game that they. 2007. Wow. Okay. So it was during that exact time. So this was. This is Santonio. No, not Santonio. It's the Ted Ginn draft. Like Ted Ginn. Josiah DeGuara, I also just thought that he just kind of had an combine. But his tape is better than his combine. So actually, I don't hate this. However, Green Bay are still just slapping Aaron Rodgers in the face. Like, you want a target? Here's a tight end. I mean, he's a pass-catching tight end. But still, just get a wide receiver. Get KJ Hill. Get Donovan Peoples-Jones. Help Aaron out. God, yeah, I need to look at this game. for App State.
Come on in 2018 with 38 catches, 5 touchdowns. This past year had 39 touchdowns, 39 receptions, 7 touchdowns. I thought the kid showed athletic ability after the catch, showed some ability, obviously, to break tackles. I like the fact that against some decent opponents, he stepped up. Like UCLA, 4 catches there and a touchdown, 5 receptions against UCF, 5 against Connecticut with 2 touchdowns against lesser opponents. But I think you look at DeGuara.
Was the dude's last name Edwards?
And a guy that can catch the football down the field. And if you look at Aaron Rodgers in that passing game, should have a guy that should factor in, maybe a backup.
Armani Edwards. That's who it was.
You got Love as the future quarterback, but at least they
Shouts to him.
Pounder,
Get upset, but by Appalachian State, but then crushed Tim Tebow in the bowl in his Heisman year. Yep.
And he just has a knack for understanding how to beat any situation he's been put into. Matt LaFleur on the phone.
Tim Tebow was absolutely like. I was a little skeptical on Tebow going into the draft, but I still thought it was crazy that he went 26. I want to say he went 26. Denver. He beat us in the playoffs, so I can't really trash Tim Tebow that much. I got some hits and misses, man, because Johnny Manziel I was super high on. I can't believe I was high on Manziel. J.K. Dobbins has tweeted to the Baltimore Ravens, I promise I'm going to give y'all everything I got. J.K. Dobbins, please don't. Is that okay?
You got to get these guys off the couch and into a camp. But, I keep saying it all night long that our league is in a great position quarterback-wise. And so you just look at it, and the farther they go,
Most underrated tight end.
But about the team, and who's in a dire situation where they've got to go.
Devin also awesome.
There's not a lot of teams out there, and so unfortunately, I think these guys are sitting around and falling below what their draft grades are, just because of the position of where teams are and where our league is right now. Well, that's interesting, right?
I wonder where I get stuff. I wonder what they gave a grade on Devin Osawasi too.
You got the injuries at Georgia very early in his career, and then only had 1 season to go on when he went back to his home state of Washington. And you also have to keep perspective. We're only in the 3rd round. Jacob had a 2nd-round grade, a mid-2nd-round grade, late 2nd-round grade. We're still in round 3. Jake Fromm had more of a 3rd-round grade, so I think you're still.
Yeah, we still have not seen Eason or Fromm get drafted. That's what I did think that was ridiculous that they were talking about Eason going to go be a 1st-round pick. I just didn't see that they were going to have 5 quarterbacks drafted in the 1st round. It just seemed like a lot. However, I'm a little surprised that Eason or Fromm, I thought one of them would go by now for sure, if not both. I thought both would go. Okay. Let's look here. Oh, do we already have 2021 tape? We already got 2021 tape. Let's go. All right. I can go check out the guys I need to check out for 2021. Okay. Is there actually any players yet? Holy shit, there is. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Jamie Newman, Tanner Morgan. Tanner Morgan I hear a lot about. Okay, McKelvin again? I didn't watch his tape. I'm going to be honest. Okay. Devin. Where was he ranked? Wow, they ranked him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they ranked him the 7th best tight end. Yeah, he had 2 game tape. So, yeah, I did watch him. He had 2 games. Bryce Hopkins still hasn't been picked. Troutman got picked, I believe. I want to say Adam Troutman got picked. So we're looking at Albert Ibanon. If you love a combine, man, he killed it. Hunter Bryant, Bryson Hopkins. I really like Bryson Hopkins. And then Thad Moss. That's why I think that Thad Moss isn't going to go until like round 5 or 6. Just because I don't think that tight ends are going to be going and being a hot commodity. We're getting closer and closer to that Steelers pick. Broncos have won the draft. Can't change my mind. No, unless they absolutely set this draft on fire, I think that's probably the number one. If not, well, I'm going to say the Ravens. But they've certainly had a great draft.
Let us once again just enjoy the sheer pageantry of the Tommy Bahama shirt.
Shout outs to Andy Reid. He's living the life like a cartoon character.
Who is going to Kansas City? Super Bowl shot. With the 96th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Lucas Niang.
Finally, Lucas Niang is picked from TCU, an offensive tackle that I am super high on. Dude is dummy powerful. Okay, is there a little concern that on the edge, he isn't able to get to the guys because he's not incredibly fast, right? So if there's, say a TJ Watt, because I'm going to be biased here, or whoever, whatever fast offensive or pass rusher you want to talk about, they're able to just straight up beat Lucas Niang. There is a little bit of worry there, but that's fine. Just go ahead and move him right guard. We'll move to left guard. That's fine. Just slot him at right guard and just let him eat because he is a fast dude. He gets your hands on you and he moves people. I'm shocked that he lasted nearly 100 picks because this guy is 100% in the top 100. I think he was my offensive lineman 5. That's wild that he lasted this long. Good job by the Chiefs. I like Clyde Edwards-Helaire there. I thought that the Willie Gay Jr. pick was okay, but in terms of value, I wasn't the highest on it. I think that they got like a B+ grade right now, maybe a B. Niang's going to be a project, but a good rotational player to start. I think that people think that he's a project because of the tackle play. I think that you could genuinely see him as a starter from, probably year 1 or 2 at right guard. I think that he's eventually going to move to guard. He's going to be awesome there too. Just because he's so powerful. He looks like a guard to me. All right, Cleveland actually has a pick here. Is it going to be the linebacker? Malik Harrison's still out there.
With the 97th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, Cleveland Browns select Jacob Phillips.
Jacob Phillips, the linebacker from LSU. So that's interesting that they prefer him over Malik Harrison. But I'm going to continue to say this. I love that LSU defense. And he actually might have been a guy that got overshadowed because of how good that LSU defense was, because he was playing next to Patrick Queen. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to shine in Cleveland. Still like Malik Harrison a little bit more. I wonder what his 40 was. Jacob Phillips. Was he invited to the combine? He may not have been. No, I think he was. Ran a 4.66. That's fine. That's fine. People worried about that. Unless his hips were terrible at the combine, which I don't remember. That's fine. Come up for the Pittsburgh game here in Pittsburgh. Going to be fun. I need to, man. Never mind, Browns won the draft. LOL, let's fucking go. So you're a little higher on Jacob Phillips then. But I like Jacob Phillips still. I just still like Willie Cooker better. But no, they've had an incredible draft. And they got Grant Delpit and Jacob Phillips there. Now looking at that, that's really good. And then, you combine that with Jedrick Wills, who's by far the best lineman in this draft. And they got 2 Pro Bowlers and a guy that's pretty underrated. I'm going to have to go up to a Steelers game this year. I try to go to at least a few every year. I'm typically going to the Pittsburgh Cleveland games in Cleveland, so where I'm in the enemy territory. But it's always good banter with Cleveland fans. It's not real animosity or anything, so it's fun. But yeah, I need to come up.
And work through the phones here. Again, it's curious to see because the Ravens had such a plan last year going into the season. What they wanted to do.
I need to come up. I'm trying to do a series on the YouTube channel where I am kind of diving into the rivalries and what started it. And I would love to go get the camera and go film some stuff in Pittsburgh and stuff in Cleveland, kind of film fans talking about the rivalries. I'd love to go do that for a few teams. So going to do that at Pittsburgh, Cleveland would be a perfect way to start the series too. I definitely am going to be doing that as my last thing I do at Ohio State before I graduate there for Ohio State versus Michigan. We're like 20 minutes. You can crash at our place if you need to. We're like 20 minutes out from downtown. Done. Let's do it. Let's get it. I'm so hyped to watch sports again. Like, I'm just dummy ready for sports. This has sucked. Quarantine has sucked. Give me a Steelers game. Give me a Liverpool game. I need to watch something. So, yeah. What day is it? Have they released the schedule yet? Steelers schedule 2020, 2021. Oh, yes, we did. That's right, because we played the Cowboys in a Hall of Fame game. That I am contemplating still going to the Hall of Fame game. Oh, the date had not been announced for that yet, but still. Oh, man, that's going to be fun. I'm down. Malik Harrison picked by the Baltimore Ravens. No! Of course. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. This is painful to watch. Baltimore is killing it. This is a strong dude who's able to blitz very well, who's able to drop back in coverage a ton. Probably did that better than most inside linebackers. I love Malik Harrison, man. He's a game changer. He's an absolute playmaker. He's a crucial guy when it came to critical moments. He stepped up. Great leader.
Yeah, again, he played quarterback, safety, and wide receiver at times at Walnut Ridge. But I tell you,
he's from Walnut Ridge, so that's like 5 minutes away from me. Walnut Ridge, also a very tough place. One of the tougher places to probably go to high school and grow up in Columbus. Ravens, KC, going to be battling the AFC Championship for the next 5 years. Yeah, you see what you do when you got a great front office. You got smart people around there. You got coaches that you trust. And then you go out and you get a phenomenal quarterback that can change your franchise. Now you're going to be looking at a championship for the next 10 years, really. Unfortunately. Because the Ravens are going to be awesome. It's sickening.
He knew as much about anybody what pick they were going to make. And then you see Dave Gettleman, the senior VP and general manager. The pick is in. Let's go find out where they're going to pick 99. With the 99th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Matt Parrott.
Matt Parrott, offensive tackle, UConn. I was about to say, wow, Lucas Niang's still there, but no, he just got picked. So Prince Tega's still there. This is where I start to kind of lose a little bit of interest in the tackles, just a bit. And now I probably wouldn't be taking tackles until day 3, personally. So now, maybe Prince Tega. But I don't even know then. I think I just wait to take a tackle until day 4. Pittsburgh at 102. Thank God. Come on. All right, so Vegas has their pick in. Jets next up. Then it's Pittsburgh, Philly, LA, and Minnesota, Baltimore. Then I'll be done with what feels like about a 5. Well, I started at 7, a little bit later, like 7:15. It's probably going to be midnight when I finish. So nearly 5 hours. So Alan, that's insane that you stayed with me through this entire time. People just came in and out. I am still trying to figure out a way to just be able to get the words, like the word search, to be able to work for across the board, because anytime you type in across the board, it's not working as well. So search engine optimization is not in our favor right now. Trying to figure out a way past that.
Socially distanced, but the Vegas Raiders are back on the clock. You got the 100th pick. With the 100th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Tanner Muse.
Tanner Muse taken right here. I would suspect that Kayvon Wallace would be taken here. I know the Steelers were interested in Tanner Muse, but really thought that he was going to be a day 3 guy. I really did like his combine. The Vegas Raiders continuously just look at, okay, were you in the title game? Were you in the NCAA playoffs? Because if you were, that's all we're going to look at. So if you really want to be a Raider, go to one of the top 4 college football schools, and you will go to the Raiders. Okay. Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 channels that come up for across the board. It wasn't until, well, there was like across the board, like board games and stuff, which was like odd. But like when you type in across the board on podcast, boom, we're first there. But then there's a new like across the board sports podcast thing, and their search engine optimization. I don't know what they do to get it, because I do SEO writing, and I have done everything for SEO for the channel, and it just has not seemed to work for us. I don't know if we need name change or what to get the YouTube channel working, because I'm putting in work, like videos after videos. For a while, I was just doing daily content. I want to just do a little bit longer and just a little bit better content. That's why I want to do the rivalry videos about Steelers fans and Browns fans, Ohio State fans, Michigan fans, that type of stuff. I'll talk draft for days. It would such would a name change work? I don't know. Like at this point, I don't know what goes for the YouTube channel. I've had YouTube channels before. I had a backyard wrestling YouTube channel that did very well, unfortunately, because I'm sure that those videos are still out there somewhere. And that was just easy. Like across the board has just been the only thing that has really like struggled for me. So we're going to do a XXL video, I'm pretty sure, pretty soon. And we're doing some stuff with Reddit. So if that still just has not picked up in terms of search history, then I don't know, maybe name changes in the works. But I talked to Reddit. We're doing a whole documentary series. Casey is going to be watching NBA documentaries. We already watched the first one. This was before the Jordan doc came out, but we knew that the Jordan doc was going to come out. He watched Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki's documentary. So we watched that together, kind of trying to get him an NBA theme by watching through these documentaries and getting a feel and emotional tie to an NBA franchise.
My name is Terrell. Lead a healthy lifestyle with pure protein.
High protein, no sugar, tastes great.
High protein.
But I really don't want to change across the board because I love our logo. The ATV. This is a terrible. Oh my God. We're good there? Nope. Dope. Sorry, across the board. Ravens snagging a second inside linebacker here at 98. They're picking Ohio State's Malik Harrison. For them to do that, like, insane.
You are more cookies. Find the
getting Patrick Queen and Malik Harrison in the same draft. And they really had linebacking issues. And now they're not going to have them. Crossing all boards, maybe. Yeah, like I liked that we did, kind of like the all over the board type thing, because that's what we talk about is like anything and everything. And we're kind of cool with going into, and with the podcast, we talk a lot of political stuff with sports, and we kind of aren't scared to talk about whatever topic. So I like that it was across the board, and it made sense. I also love their intro too for across the board, getting Wale, Obama, Lupe, Rick Ross, and Tupac. Jacob Eason, Jake Fromm, Prince Tega, Antonio Gandy Golden, Anthony McFarland Jr., Leaky Flutie, Curtis Weaver, Harrison Bryant. I got to think like Natani Muti's got to be. Oh, no, he's actually not on there. Alex Highsmith. I forgot about Alex Highsmith in this. Alex Taylor, James Morgan. Look, guys, James Morgan is not going like he's going to be late day 3, unless I'm just not seeing it. Patriots trade. Huh. Patriots keep trading. Yo, I didn't even think that like we might draft a quarterback here, and I really don't want to draft a quarterback. Draft a quarterback. Go ahead. Take Jacob Eason. Go ahead. Dalton Keene. Wow. Tight end from Virginia Tech. I want to say I really liked his combine. Now I'm forgetting back-to-back tight ends for the Patriots trying to recreate Gronk Hernandez. Yeah. I can't remember if I loved or hated his combine now. I have to go back and watch that tight end video that I had, or just go back and watch it. So that's a very small tight end, though. Dalton Keene looks like a very small tight end. I wonder how he is as a blocker. He looks small, man. Wow, what is his size? Dalton Keene. I want to say I was down on his combine too. So 2 dudes I was at. See, 6'4"? What? Is everyone else a giant? Why does he look small here? Maybe he's just skinny. A 251. No. Somebody's lying here. Something's lying. I don't believe this. 1 second. Jamar Chase next year. Very excited for. Chris Olave. Very excited for next year. Devontae Smith. What's the tight end draft looking like next year? Kyle Pitts. Jeremy Rucker. Ohio State. All right, we got Pittsburgh in the building. Let's get it. Oh, my God. Finally, another Steelers pick. This has been like the most, kind of underwhelming for the Steelers draft just because we don't have a lot of picks. Really cool with Donovan Peoples-Jones. Let's just get 2 wide receivers. Prince Tega, I'd be cool with. I think that our pick is probably going to be Curtis Weaver here, though. Could see a tight end if we go get a blocking tight end like a Hunter Bryant or somebody. Or an interior lineman. Alex Highsmith. Okay, so we went the linebacker out of Charlotte. Loved his combine. It's odd because the Steelers are seeming like they really went for they took to the combine to heart. Okay. Look, we need another pass rusher. This guy fits the Steelers mold in terms of attitude, in terms of leadership. I'm for this. Steelers or another pick that could be a little bit of a reach. I don't think that Highsmith is that much of a reach. We're talking edge rushers. I'm trying to think about who else is out there. I mean, maybe Curtis Weaver. We definitely could have taken. But outside of that, I think Alex Highsmith is probably the best, if not the second best edge rusher still out there. I think his name's just not as big because he played at Charlotte, but he did a lot at Charlotte and he was extremely productive. So I really like this one, and we really need somebody else to help Bud Dupree and TJ Watt out. So I'm pretty high on this pick.
He just needs to continue to work the package that he already has and refine it and get stronger because he's got tremendous motor, great cornering speed, really
4.7, 40.
body control. And he's someone, when you're talking about a scheme that will move between 3-4 and 4-3, he is absolutely perfect. All right, so
Yeah, he's not going to have his hand in the dirt. That's just going to be a straight edge rusher. That's exactly what we need right now. They do got the typical blessed. It's nice to see that his dad is hyped for us right now. Shout outs to Alex. I'm going to guess it's his dad. I don't know. Grandpa, uncle, whoever it is. Shout outs to him, though, because he is hyped.
Taylor, linebacker, Colorado.
Okay, Davion Taylor is fascinating. From Magnolia.
Okay, they're saying Davion Taylor fascinating. I don't know who that is.
1.5 games of high school football and parlayed that into a scholarship at Colorado, and now he's in the NFL. You only can play a game and a half of high school football because he could only play until halftime because he had to be done by Friday night because his family was Seventh-day Adventists. Mel, what do we think about Davion?
Because his family what? Something about dentist? I was expecting him to go 118, 130, which could make sense. I don't think that was necessarily, if you're talking about Highsmith, I don't think that's necessarily crazy. But I think that because we need outside linebacker, this makes a lot of sense for us. I could see us now. Now I have to think that we're going defensive line or offensive line. For the next few picks, I think that we have to go line. Another name, changed idea around the board. Small change, keeps the same logo. Very smart. That's very smart. Because I would love it. I would love to keep the logo. It's something I want to get tattooed eventually.
Parlayed that into a season there, and then went on to play for Colorado. Of course, he was offered a
Jalen Reagor, Jalen Hurts. I didn't realize that they took two Jalens back to back for the Eagles, and then Davion Taylor. I don't know who Davion Taylor is. I'll be honest. I didn't watch Davion Taylor's tape.
McVay, head coach of the Rams, and Les Snead, the general manager, are working through their next pick. It is pick 104. Let's find out where they are going, and let's go back to the comfortable commissioner, Roger Goodell.
With the 104th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Terrell Burgess, defensive back, Utah.
Daniel Jeremiah, there are a lot of good defensive backs.
Terrell Burgess actually got taken. That's a good pick from Utah. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Utah actually has had a lot of picks. What were they? 5th, 6th or so ranked? And I believe that they got smoked in their bowl game, I want to say. I'm not as interested in college football as I am pro football. I watch most of college football just for the fact of knowing them for the NFL. And then Ohio State.
Yeah, so you're right. Give it up for the Utes and their DB coach because both of their safeties and obviously Jalen Johnson, the corner, have come off the board. 5'11", 202 pounds. At the combine, he ran the 40 in 4.46.
Davon Hamilton, Steelers D-line. I would love that, but I believe Davon Hamilton got drafted by the Jaguars. If he was still there and we picked Highsmith over Davon Hamilton, I would have been a little upset. But no, he's gone, unfortunately, because I would have loved him there.
2,000-yard rushing seasons. The other two, Dalvin Cook, who's having a great career right now.
Did Trump say something about drinking bleach?
Well, Sean McVay seems very happy with the pick that made there. And so again,
Vikings trade pick 105. The Saints trade pick 130, 169, 203, and 244.
the Saints have just traded in the pick 105, which is the penultimate pick in the third round here. Sean Payton, the head coach, himself a coronavirus survivor, and Mickey Loomis, the executive general manager and vice president. Son's got some moves. If you're wearing Alvin Kamara jersey, you have to have moves. I mean, that's, Alvin Kamara moves. Wear his jersey. You got to make sure you move. So we'll see what happens there. But again, the Saints have moved back into this position to take another player.
Looking at the Athletic here, they said the forecast was for Alex Highsmith to go around. They had him 187th on the board for the forecasters, but the Athletic evaluators actually had him at 117th. Yeah, you know, see, forecasters were really low on Fulton, but they were really high on him. Saints take Adam Troutman. Why did I think that he was already off the board? Great tight end. Arguably the best tight end in this class. I still like Cole Kmet more, but he's gone. So Adam Troutman, Hunter Bryant, Bryson Hopkins. I like Bryson Hopkins, man. There's something about Bryson Hopkins. But Troutman's just a good technical tight end.
Elk Rapids High School in northern Michigan. He played quarterback. There were only 18 players on his team as a junior.
Jonah Jackson's already been drafted.
They couldn't even practice 11 on 11.
Muti is probably who I would like to see us get next. Muti, Harris, or Fruity.
He didn't know what he wanted to do, but Lewis, he now becomes the highest drafted Dayton player ever. What do we think of
Highest drafted Dayton player ever. Dope. Shouts to the Dayton Flyers.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see that he lasted this long. 6'5", 255 pounds. He only ran 4'8" to 40, but he plays much faster.
Did he? Yeah, you're right. 73. Yeah, he suggested. Yeah, he suggested injected disinfectants would kill COVID in the body like it does if you clean off objects. Usually I would go, that's not real. But it's Trump. So that's just, I shouldn't even be surprised at this point. But then still things like that are said, and I'm a little surprised. Just because it's like, you can't be that stupid. You can't be that stupid. But he's that stupid. Wow. That's wow.
Yeah, that's an upgrade. I just want to say that if you're going from that position coach to that. So here's what you understand.
Has he tried it?
He's the first Dayton player drafted since Bill Westfelt was an elected in 1977.
Shared the video on Facebook. Oh no.
The last Dayton player to appear in the game, tackle Mike Wilson played in 4 games for the Chiefs in 1975, and center Bob DeMarco played in 14 games for the Rams in that same year. Now, we should say punter Sean Smith is currently on the Giants roster as a Dayton Flyer alum, but has not played in a game. So Adam Troutman.
Don't eat or inject yourself with disinfectants. Warns FDA commissioner. Yo, I've been out of it because I've just been doing finals and preparing for the draft. So I haven't read anything about this. U.S. on Tuesday, Donald Trump suggested that scientists may want to explore bringing UV light inside the body to kill a COVID infection, or should consider the use of disinfectants that could knock it out in a minute by injection inside or almost a cleaning.
I just had to check with you because it was going to happen in Calvert High School. You would know that. So
Fam.
Sure that was not going to be the case. We're about to find out what the case is going to be for the last pick of the night.
Do not try these things at home and follow your doctor's advice and follow good public health guidance. That is wild. That is fucking wild.
With the 106th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Tyree Phillips.
Tyree Phillips, last pick. Look at that. Another smart pick.
So it's the guard out of Mississippi State, Tyree Phillips.
What can you say? It's another smart pick for the Ravens. Last pick of the night. 40 of the 106 picks, SEC. Doesn't surprise me. Still the best. I mean, I'm Big Ten all the way. I love Big Ten, but it's not. It's SEC's clearly the best. Man, I love the Ravens draft. Unfortunately, I think that they did awesome. Yeah, that was a wild catch, by the way. Whoever that Mitchell kid is, is he in the draft? I didn't watch him. I don't think he's in the draft, but Mississippi State. All right, I'm gonna keep my eye on Mitchell. All right, so I think that's it. Alan, thank you so much for watching. Anybody else that popped in, popped out, thank you guys for watching. Anybody that watches this later, because it'll just be out there on the YouTube channel, thank you guys for watching. This was fun. This was ridiculously long altogether. I think I had the other video that was like an hour. That should already be up. This is almost 5 hours. So that means a lot. So thank you guys for watching. Again, I really appreciate it. Deuce.
Please join us tomorrow at noon Eastern for the conclusion of